Hey, yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you can hear me. How is everybody doing out there today? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are going to play some Wuthering Waves today. A Wuthering Waves player is actually going to play some Wuthering Waves. Let's go. How is everybody doing, man? Give me a second here. Let me just check something as well before we get into it. It's Thursday today, isn't it? It is Thursday, yeah. I'm not tripping. It's Thursday, right? Please tell me it's Thursday, otherwise I've gone insane. Hold a beer. Oh, oopsie. Oopsie. No Bluetooth on. No paired devices available. What do you mean? Yeah, there is. Okay. Hold up. There we go. Alright, sweet. Bluetooth connected. So, yeah, we're going to play some Wuthering Waves today. Going to check out the new event. It's a new exploration event again. We're going to do the Elusive Realm final level. We're going to do the new event. Haven't done any of that yet. I claimed Zhang Liao. I did level him up to level 20 yesterday when I jumped in just to climb my asteroids. Thought I'd just stuff it up, bang him up, but I haven't used him at all. So we're going to have a little play with him today, kind of get a vibe of him as well, build him up a little bit as well. You know, all of that good stuff. But, yeah, man, we're back on some Wuthering Waves. Little plug as well, guys. I did upload a video today, linked in the chat, pinned comment on both YouTube and on Twitch. Hit that, check the video out, let me know what you think. The video is PGR a masterpiece, or PGR is a masterpiece. I'll have a video going up later as well, hopefully, talking about Blue Protocol and the fact that it's back in some form or another. And I'd like to hear your guys' opinions on that as well, because you guys know, game I was looking forward to, and then he got killed, and now it's coming back in a different form, and it's published by Tencent. I was mentioning before that I wonder if that might not happen now, that Tencent actually picked up the Blue Protocol IP as a whole. Well, I guess probably not now. Maybe they might purchase the rest of it. I don't know. I don't know how it exactly works and how the contracts are working for that, and then maybe bring a lot of those elements into this game. We'll see, I guess. Yeah, we talked about some positives and some potential negatives of some of the ideas that are being thrown about for that game. Yeah. Yo, Jamie, what's going on, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Chase, how are we doing? Hello, hello, hello. Good to see you guys. Good to see ya. How's everybody doing, man? We good? Been good? That's good, dude. I need to get it cooked. I need to get it cooked. Chitty bit all over the place. I'm feeling to keep it like a little bit shorter recently. Good, I'm good, thank you. I'm good, thank you. Can't complain. Can't complain. So we've got a couple of videos we're going to check in, then we're going to hop into WuWa. Do some of the new stuff. Again, as I said, have a little fiddle with Zhengli out. So I've yet to do so. Trying to get to grips with him. Maybe see if we can add him into the teams that we've got. Yeah, we're going to be speaking about Camilla as well. Probably react to, there's a few videos talking about it. And we'll have a look at the Twitter posts that they popped out. What I want to do as well, I'm going to check something on the website also. Have a little look-see. So I think he's pretty much confirmed then, yeah. Next banner is Camilla. So we've got back-to-back banger banners, really, haven't we? Is this Kuro stepping it up and saying, look, you know, we're coming in there. We're coming in with the big boys. There's nothing really on the website. Is Exploration limited time events, Discord quest live stream, featured weapon, featured resonator, celestial revelation. That's just for Zhengli Yao. Yeah, and the other bit's just about the Wuthering exploration event, which we'll be having a little look at today as well. Be having a little gander, a little bit of a look at the book. How's everybody doing anyway? We had a good day. Yo, guys, as well, if you are watching on YouTube, of course, the obligatory pimping. Drop a like on the stream. It's appreciated. It helps out as well. Again, I did upload a video today talking about PGR. And I'm hoping to have another video up again, like I said, a little bit later. In regards to, frick, I forgot what I was going to say. In regards to Blue Protocol. There we go, we got there in the end. We struggled, we got there in the end now. I'm ready for the weekend this week as well. Just having no car this week. Oh my god, it sucks. I can't, like, it's been collected today, the car has. It got collected this morning, so hopefully, I'm hoping that they've potentially started work on it today and maybe get it fixed today, if not tomorrow, and then maybe Monday latest. So yeah, we've got somebody coming in Tuesday as well, because we're seeing about getting our old garage at the bottom of our garden tore down, like right at the bottom, because like we've got a gully that attaches to our garden as well. But like it's got like an asbestos roof in there, so we need somebody to come and specially take it down, kind of thing. So yeah, got that to do as well. So yeah, it's going to be an expensive few days, chat. Expensive few days. It's great being an adult, isn't he? You know. Get paid and it's gone straight away. It's gone straight away. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Break. Right, should we let me make sure guys can actually see my desktop when we switch over. Give me a second, let me just get OBS off. Cool. Okay, okay. Okay. We get all that. So yeah, I thought we'd hop on to WuWa today. I am going to play some Zenless again soon, actually. I jumped on Zenless yesterday just to get some dailies, because I was like, I wanted, well, not get some dailies, just, well, actually, I did do my dailies, but just to get some login bonuses and stuff, because I was like, I wanted to try and get a little bit of a, what is it, the polychrome here and there, just so I can try and pull for Jane Doe. And I got only like 7 pulls, so I was like buzzing. Absolutely, really happy about that, because I really wanted to get Jane Doe. Of course, it's for the meta. It's not, I'm lying. It's totally for the cake, the yams. It's insane, and I'm here for it. I want that thigh jiggle in my life, so we had to pull on her. And you know what? We got lucky, man. We got her, so I'm buzzing about that. So we are going to jump back on some Zenless soon, because I do like Zenless. I do. I haven't had much of it on the channel for a while. You know, I was quite critical of the game when it first came out, but I'm a fan. I like the game. I do. It's enjoyable to play. So yeah, we'll be doing a bit of that. I think playing PGR again's kind of got me back into the enjoyment of enjoying like the instance, the more instance type of gacha games. You know, it's nice to switch from doing the more open world stuff of something like Wuthering Waves to just go into that, like, you know, that small slices of gameplay. So we're going to do some of that. And I am going to get round to playing Honkai Impact 3rd as well at some point. It's going to happen. I know it's kind of not the meta to play that game anymore, but I want to try it. I want to try all of the games, you know? We're here for a short time, so we might as well have a good time, right? So we're going to try that out. All right, then. Let's get this out of the way. Let's get WuWa out the way as well for a second. Yeah, drop a like on the stream, guys. Appreciate it. Shout out to everybody watching. Shout out to everybody watching. Hopefully you are well. Hopefully you're well. Where are we? Okay. Into my playlist. I got something in me watch later. Right. Okay, so before we get into the Camellia stuff, let's check out a video from Sticks. Right? Let's check out a video from Sticks, because we all love Sticks, don't we? I actually quite like Sticks, actually. I know not a lot of people are fans of Sticks, especially in the Terra Fantasy community, and I can understand why to a degree. I get it. But yeah, let's check out this video. The next generation of gacha games is here. Video from Sticks. If you like your gacha games, then I'm sure you'll get some enjoyment from Sticks' videos as well. I must say, I've said it multiple times recently, I think we're entering the golden age of gacha games, aren't we? You know, where they're not just a little bit of a gameplay with a massive amount of shop involved in it, even though there is still a lot of shop involved in these games. But we're getting proper games, aren't we? We've got Genshin, we've got Star Rail, we've got Wuthering Waves, we've got things like Azure Premilia coming, Project Mugen, Neverness to Everness. You know, we've got some of these games that look pretty fire. So I think, you know, it's the best time. If you like gacha games, I think it's the best time to be hopping into the space or to be continue playing in this space. But let's see what Sticks has got to say. Then the next generation of gacha games is here. Let's have a look.
Gacha games is coming, and I cannot wait. Several gacha games release every single month. There are hundreds of gacha games all in active development. But most, if not all of those games are going to appeal to it.
I must admit though, Azure Premilia does look gorgeous, doesn't it? It does look gorgeous. Still, Neverness to Everness is like my most anticipated at the moment. And it's nothing against this. It looks amazing. I think it's just because it's another open world fantasy game. You know, it's not dissimilar in that regard to like Wuthering Waves and Genshin. I know it's a totally different game and I'm not saying that, but it's just that I'm liking the premise of it being in an urban environment more than anything. So yeah, but game looks great. It really does.
Number of players. But there are several games in development right now that are so far ahead of all of the competition that they are going to redefine, reshape the gacha genre. There is going to be a gacha war coming, and I can't wait to be there playing every single one of them. Now,
you know what? He's looking forward to a gacha war coming. Not so he can be playing every one of them, so he can be reacting to the battles. Hey, I'm here for it as well. It's funny to watch people get mad about video games, if I'm honest. It is funny.
Consider subscribing to the channel, hitting the little bell notification. That way you remain up to date with every single thing that I post, and I post daily. Do not miss out. We have Azure Premilia, being developed by the devs of Azure Lane. It is set in the same
So this is what I was talking about. Does nobody's ever really corrected me on this. The combat in Azure Premilia, do you go into a sort of semi-instance situation that where you engage in combat? Because like when I've seen the gameplay of where you engage in combat, it seems that all of the other NPCs, AI, animals around the area seem to like fade out, and then you enter combat with the enemies that are nearby. And it seems that like this field around the combat. Now, I don't know if you're locked into this area or you can exit the area and it kind of like exits the fight, like fleeing in like sort of some turn-based games. I'm not too sure. Right? I'm curious about that. It doesn't seem like it's totally, obviously the game's open world, but is the combat just on the fly in that sense? I know it's on the fly as you can just engage in combat on the fly, but I'm just interested. Is that to keep performance up? So when you've got enemies on screen, the game performance stays at a steady rate because everything else like deloads kind of thing. Because I've even seen some combat when the fight's over, the animals in the background like fade back in, they like spawn back into the game kind of thing, and it's just something that's really caught my eye and I'm curious about that. But yeah, I've heard no opinions on what's actually going on. So I think it's something kind of like that, isn't it? The system anyway, which is interesting. Hey, if it makes the game run really well, all good.
In the same intellectual property, the game is going to be completely action. The graphics are phenomenal.
They do look good.
There is a creature collection system present, which is
here
something that hasn't been done in an open world.
The waifus look great as well.
It's also open world. The skills.
I think for some people, it's going to be an all-female cast, which is going to be great. But I do think that's going to turn off some people, because some people do like to have the male characters in the game, don't they? And I must admit, I like a bit of variety. It's nice to have male characters. I'm not really that bothered if there's not. But it's an interesting decision with an all-female cast. It's not the only game that does that, but it's just interesting.
Look phenomenal. Abilities, the actual fluidity,
what's up, Straight Jackie?
Movement and animations are probably the one of, if not the best of any upcoming gacha game.
They do look
especially
good. The UI looks nice as well.
I don't know how cultured the game is going to be, given how cultured Azure Lane is, but one can only expect. There's also, interestingly, more social.
I think if they're sensible, they won't go too cultured. They won't go too fan servicey. I think there's a right level to go to. I think if you go too fantasy, it just comes off, in my opinion, it's a little bit weird sometimes and a little bit creepy. I like sexy waifus. I like them to look good, but I don't want, like, you know, just like naked waifus running around pretty much, you know, because cat fantasy is kind of lent into that sort of fan service hard. You've got some outfits where it's literally just them in their underwear, which, hey, I'm not against that. I'm a red-blooded man, but at the same time, it's just like, I don't know if that's the way to go, really. But I guess if you're trying to increase revenue and you're a low end sort of game, I suppose it might help to a degree. But yeah, I don't want to go too cultured.
Features in the game, you can have your own farm, you can put the creatures that you collect to work at the farm. Not only can you interact with environments, but you can ride a mount, which is something that no other gacha game right now really properly allows for. There is the ability to fly. Like,
well, you can do that in Tower of Fantasy, I guess, but again, it is Styx. He's not really going to acknowledge that, is he?
Gacha games have the ability to glide. They have the ability to float, but not directly fly indefinitely. In Azure Premilia, you can mount a dragon, a bird, various other kinds of aerial creatures, and just fly.
That's cool. That is definitely cool. I wonder if you're going to be able to obtain those via playing, or they are going to be something that's going to be in the store. Because I do think, again, I've spoke about this multiple times, an open world can be a detriment to a game sometimes. The longer you're in it, the more it becomes a bit of a problem to get around to do stuff, and especially in a gacha game, because you've got dailies you need to do, you've got grinding, you've got farming, and just getting about sometimes can be a bit of a pain. So the better it becomes to get around the world in terms of traversal, reduction of stamina, removal of stamina potentially, you know, and just giving you more agility and all that sort of stuff is great. But having an ability to fly, that just takes it to the next level, doesn't it? It makes getting around the world so much more enjoyable and more fun. So that's definitely a good thing.
Yeah. Some of the old original developers of Blue Archive are working on not only a visual novel, but also a spin-off gacha game of Blue Archive.
Okay.
This game is going to, from what I've seen thus far, be similar to Blue Archive. It features schoolgirls. It features an academy.
Oh, we were speaking about this the other week, weren't we? It looks like it's set in some sort of kind of like samurai academy, something like that. Which we've got nothing other than the premise and some still images. We don't really know much beyond that, to be fair.
Different schools, different factions. It's gonna have a dark, messed up story, and instead of guns, which Blue Archive tends to use for all their characters,
so far though in this game, the cast of characters
swords.
look kind of cool, though, I must admit.
So you're gonna have essentially what is one of those old high school anime where all the kids are like delinquents and going at each other with katanas trying to murder each other, but in a gacha game. I just hope that they take what is the free-to-play friendliness of Blue Archive and implement it effectively into this new game. Unfortunately, we have no real footage of the game thus far, and they really don't even have a full graphical.
I must admit, I'm locked in on the background, the gameplay in the background. Yeah, the particle effects in Premiere as well look really good, don't they?
Style ironed out because they are still in the funding process right now. So this game, while not nearly as close as most of the games in this list, is is coming, but a very, very long ways off. Arknight's Enfield is being developed by the devs behind Arknights.
I'm actually looking forward to Enfield.
A tactical strategy tower defense gacha game, and is honestly one of my favorite gacha games of all time. Top 3 by far. This is a very fun game, and interestingly enough, Arknight's Enfield is taking on an entirely new genre, just like Azure Premilia is. Arknight's Enfield is going to be a semi-open world, semi-action combat.
See, like that's where I'm kind of like interested a little bit. The fact that it's going into that sort of semi-open world kind of style, where there'll be self-contained areas specifically, and I'm kind of here for that. Again, as I was saying about the open world, sometimes it can be a bit of a detraction from the gameplay as you get further into it. So having these smaller compartmentalized sections of the game might actually help that issue. It just depends on how well getting around in those environments, and whether you're going to have to be hopping around to different environments all the time, and you're going to be met by a bunch of loading screens and then some traversal. So it could be a double-edged sword, where it could be really good, or it could be a bit of a pain in the arse, couldn't it?
Gacha game, it's separating itself from all of the competition by not being a direct clone, by introducing new features, by introducing a focus, an emphasis on different things. I think that's great. It's establishing its own identity, which is imperative if it wants.
That's definitely what we need in the space now. You know, I was one of the people when the Battle Royale started getting big, that we want more Battle Royale games, and everyone's like, we've got enough. We've got Fortnite, we've got PUBG. You know, I think it might have just been before Warzone dropped. People's like, we don't really need any more, and we don't need lots. But I think you want more titles to come out within a space to like fluff the space out and really give us options in regards to which is the one that you're really focusing on. You know, you don't want loads of crap coming out, which there is a lot of crap in the gacha space, but especially in the gacha space as well. It's not specifically a genre of a game in terms of it's a first-person shooter or a battle royale. The gacha is the system of the game, isn't it? It can be anything within that, really. Really, most of these games are RPGs, so dabbling with lots of different systems and a variety of game styles and different mechanics and different styles and options and all these sort of things. This is definitely what we want. Like I said, we are really entering the golden age of the gacha game, and it's a good time to be in the space. It definitely
wants to survive in the market. The combat looks good. The animations look good.
It does. The animations look really good.
The graphics look really good. The story is going to be great because Arknights has a phenomenal story once you make it through the introductory chapters, which really aren't that great. And it does get a little bit convoluted at times.
A lot of gacha games seem to suffer from that, don't they? The introductory chapters are a little bit rough. Not all, but quite a lot of them, where it's like you have to just get through that pain of the first 20 minutes to an hour of gameplay, and then things start to like step up a little bit.
A new Nikke gacha is in development.
Was that a camo ghillie suit rabbit?
Related to Nikke, but developed and set kind of into same intellectual property. This is from the devs that made Nikke, the devs that made Stellar Blade. This is described as being an open world action gacha game. So similar, I guess, to Genshin, to Wuthering Waves. Very little is known about the game right now, but given the degeneracy of Nikke,
I just think as well, if you're entering that space now, you've really got to come like all guns blazing, haven't you? When you've got Genshin and you've got Wuthering Waves to like compete with, and then you've got like the looks of Azure Premilia coming out, you've got to be making sure if you're coming into the open world action gacha space, you got to be making sure and you're doing things at least competently, if not brilliantly, because the competition, it might not be as much as in the other parts of the space where there's a myriad of games, but the competition's strong, isn't it, really?
Nikke, given the quality of voice acting in Nikke, the incredible story for a gacha game, anyway, in Nikke, I have no doubt in my mind this is going to be fantastic.
I've only played a little bit of Nikke.
I was not disappointed with Stellar Blade. I have not been disappointed with Nikke. I've been playing Nikke every single day for the last roughly 10 months. And let me tell you, Nikke has become my favorite gacha game, hands down. Hoyo are actually making 5 new gacha games. I did a dedicated...
We spoke about this the other day, actually. I think one of the ones that I'm really interested in is the shooter style game. We don't even know if all of these are going to be gacha games, actually. They're just working on 5 games. I'm quite adamant that there's a potential that some of them are not going to be gacha games, because I feel like Hoyo, we're at the size now where they're going to try and start branching out of the niche that is gacha, and maybe trying to get into the free-to-play, more westernized audience. Of course, courting the Chinese audience as well, but just trying to get a game out there that appeals to a larger audience outside of gacha. Of course, it's going to have microtransactions, but I feel like it would be smart for them to do that. You know, get the fingers in as many pies as possible. It's going to be good for them. They're smart people there. They've got a lot of money. If any company within the space is going to be able to achieve and attain that sort of reach into multiple spaces within the gaming space, it's got to be WuWa, hasn't it?
Video on that just a few days ago. I urge you to go ahead and take a look at that. But right now there are 2 that are 100% confirmed and are already in development. On the one hand, we have the As to Weave Heaven game, which is essentially Animal Crossing, but developed by WuWa. The people
already saw gameplay of that as well.
Impact, Honkai Star Rail, Zenless Zone Zero. Very little is known about the game thus far. We've seen a little bit of leaked footage, and it looks a lot like Animal Crossing. It's very cute. Probably not the kind of game that I'm going to be interested in, but it's definitely going to appeal to the Animal Crossing demographic. I think gacha is for...
This is my most anticipated game. I am really looking forward to Never Needs to Ever Needs. I just thought they absolutely smashed it out the park with that initial gameplay launch. I understand that some people had questions of the combat and the characters' faces, but I think this game's going to be fire. I hope it's going to be fire anyway.
Interior decoration. So things like couches, carpets. You're probably going to have like a $500 curtain or wallpaper or something. I look forward to seeing what they do with this. The developers behind Punishing Grid
I think
Raven
it's definitely
and Waves Kudo
pushing
Games
towards
are developing a brand new gacha
audience.
game called Project Nami. What we know thus far is it is supposed to be another open world gacha game. In theory, there have been several rumors going around.
See, it's kind of interesting that Kuro would be working on a game that's another open world game. Like, I feel like that wouldn't be the best thing to do. Now, hey, I'm not smart enough to argue with them, but I think they've got their premium big title now that's Wuthering Waves that they really want to make successful. And that's open world. It feels like they're going to self-cannibalize themselves a little bit. If they bring another open world action game out, it just feels like they're competing against themselves, which, hey, might be a good thing, I guess. I don't know, but I just feel like that would be smarter to go down a different route. Maybe it'll be sort of like semi-open world, like kind of how Enfield is, sorry. I don't know, but it's interesting to hear that that's the sort of route they're going down.
That it's going to be an action game. There have been some going around that they're going to copy WuWa and make it a turn-based game.
I saw a guy in a pack trainer of people playing Nika on a tablet with volume, which was cringe as fuck.
I personally think that they're going to either attempt to build on what is the Wuthering Waves system, or they're going to hopefully go in another direction, maybe make like a strategy game or a tactical game.
Yeah, I'd like to see them go in a different direction.
From them. Kudo are known for being incredible.
Because their first game ever, Kudo, was actually a side-scrolling, was it turn-based? But I know it was a side-scrolling 2D combat game. I don't know if it was like RTS or turn-based or tile-based or whatever, but that was their very first game. So I'm not necessarily saying I want that, or I'd be happy with a turn-based game. I'd be happy with an action game that's a little bit more like an evolution of PGR, because after starting to play PGR, I love the game. So an evolution of that that's a bit more modern, upgraded visuals, you know, 2020 whatever version of that game would be fire, because let's face it, PGR is good, and modern PGR would be absolutely brilliant, actually.
Generous. They are very hardworking. They create fantastic products. Just getting to the point where they are fantastic takes just a little bit. Stories are great in their games eventually. Graphics are top tier. The action combat is unrivaled. So I really look forward to seeing.
Yeah, I think Kuro are the masters of combat. I really do believe that. Don't get me wrong, there's other games that have got good combat. I think Kuro that's like, it seems to be their speciality, doesn't it? It's their bread and butter is good action combat.
What they do with Project Nami.
At least so far, anyway.
Tower Fantasy are making a new gacha game, Neverness.
Really looking forward to this.
That game looks decent. Thus far, the character models
look
pretty
amazing.
Solid. The combat looks pretty solid. You can drive a car around the town. You can race people. You can, I'm hoping, hit the pedestrian.
Listening to the developers talk about it as well in that video we watched after this video was initially shown. They're trying a lot of different systems as well, which I'm excited to see, because that's one thing I'll definitely give Tower of Fantasy. They tried a lot of systems in that game. Now, not everything worked. We know that. But I like the idea that we're willing to give they were willing to try everything, and I'm here for that. I want different systems. I want them to not be scared to try new things. That's what I'd like to see from Wuthering Waves as well. To try not to be too pedestrian about things. Try things. If it doesn't work, okay, move on. Try something else. And I understand there's a cost effect there, and you got to balance things out. But I definitely want to see them not be too scared to try different things, and it seems like we might get that in Neverness to Everness.
We didn't see it done in the trailer footage, but I am hoping that's a possibility. There is an interesting terrain traversal navigation system that we saw where everything kind of flips around, and it was very cool. I think genuinely Neverness could be a very fun gacha. They just have to, I think, improve on a few little things that I found issue with during their promotional material for the game, because honestly it looks more like Tower Fantasy than it does Wuthering Waves. I think to survive or compete in the...
I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing though, because I find the combat totally fine in Tower of Fantasy. Now, obviously, I prefer Wuthering Waves combat, but I don't want the game to just try and be a carbon copy of Wuthering Waves. Now, I want games to look at other games and take things from them and improve on them and, bring something out. But I don't want everything to just be like, well, it looks like WuWa, so that's good. WuWa looks great, but I don't want everything to just be a copy of that now, or everything to be a copy against. I want iterative. I want some things taken from that, but some things different. Something same, something's different.
The upcoming gacha market, the gacha wars, you're going to have to compete graphically with something like Azure Premilia, have a world that is as engaging, as beautiful and vibrant as Azure Premilia, and have combat that is potentially as good as Wuthering Waves. Otherwise, why would we move over to a game
that's a high bar to set though, areas? As good as Wuthering Waves in combat.
And this isn't just specifically with regards to Neverness to Everness. I think this also applies to every other gacha game here. The only difference is with regards to Arknight's Enfield, Azure Premilia, the Nikkei game, they all have other gacha games that are all making millions of dollars and are all beloved by millions of people, whereas Tower Fantasy, I think everyone can agree that game kind of sucked when compared to other gacha.
He's always got to get the Tower Fantasy slander in there. I don't know. Obviously, I'm new to Tower Fantasy. I don't know where I am in the game now. But I've played through enough of the game to say that I don't think Tower Fantasy sucks. It's a little bit more jank than something like WuWa and something like Genshin. It's not as polished, but it's got a lot to do. They tried a lot of different things. I like a lot of things in Tower of Fantasy, a lot of things. I'd like to see some of the things that are in Tower of Fantasy come into Wuthering Waves as well. So yeah, I've got to say, I don't think TOF sucks, actually. I can understand some people maybe having that opinion, but for me, I like the game. I like the game.
Games anyway. So I think Neverness has further of a distance to cover. And more
true, the way he was stating that stuff about Azure Premilia there is if he's already played it, hasn't he? He's like, you can look at it, it looks good, but sometimes combat looks a lot better than it actually is, isn't it? It can be quite stylized, but not very substantial.
For people to win over. I genuinely think they have the ability to do that. It's just going to take a little bit of effort. The devs behind Epic 7 are developing a brand new gacha called...
I actually started playing Epic 7 last night on the phone. I'd had a couple of beers, so I can't exactly give my opinions on it, but it seemed all right. It seemed okay.
Chaos Zero Nightmare. This is, from what we've seen, going to be a turn-based game just like Epic 7. I've seen some of the character models. They look freaking crazy. I've seen some of the combat, it looks great, and honestly, that's about it. That's all I've seen, and I honestly haven't played enough of Epic 7 to really know how good of a game it ultimately is. I played the first 10 chapters of it. The story was pretty decent, the graphics were pretty decent. I wasn't really overly engaged with what was going on, and I kind of just let it play through on its own for the most part. But Chaos Zero Nightmare looks like an upgraded version of Epic 7, which is great for me. I know Vulcan is really excited for that too. And then there are other upcoming games like Project Mugen, Unending Dawn, DeWitt Knight Abyss, all gacha games that are potentially going to be really
I want to get into
really
DeWitt Knight Abyss. That looks
awesome.
alright, actually.
But all of the aforementioned games,
give me a bit of shooty bang bang.
Pre-existing games and intellectual properties available to drive new players immediately to them. Once again,
I think that's the way to go, isn't it? I think, because when Kuro came into PGR, they were kind of new to the space. As I said before, they'd made a game prior to that, but it ended service after 2 years. It was kind of it didn't really go anywhere. They came into PGR. The launch of PGR had some issues. They ended up making a mistake and giving away like 40 pulls, didn't they, by mistake, when it was only supposed to be 4 pulls, and then they tried to change stuff and it created a lot of issues, and then they got themselves, you know, into a good walking speed, and you know, they've got a game now that, in my opinion, is a great game, really. And we know about Wuthering Waves, in my opinion, amazing game. Not everybody else thinks the same, but I love the game. So you know, I think it is good to see when you've got these developers who've came in, they've tried a little bit, they've gone into the mobile space, they've kind of got their chops into making video games, running a live service, you know, making microtransactions work, and then building on that and being like, right, let's make a proper game now. Not to knock those games, but you know, let's make a proper game, an actual game kind of thing.
The next generation of gacha games is coming. All the popular gacha game developers
The
are
golden
already
age.
working on either sequels or
She riding a pig
to already existing games. And I am really excited, because if you thought the gacha genre was big now, wait to see what happens a few years from now. Hey, you, where do you think you're going?
True. I think it's the only way is up, baby, for you and me now. Sorry about that. But yeah, I think the gacha space is just going to be growing and growing now. Like, as I said, we've got more of these. They're actual games, aren't they? You know, the games with a shop attached rather than being shops with the game attached, which we've had for a few years now. And I think we've got a lot of developers who are on their second or their third title. They're really understanding how to make games. They've got a lot more funding behind them, investment behind them, experience. And this is good, man. Again, I'm going to keep saying it. We are stepping into the golden age, and it's a good thing to see. And we've got a lot more games to play, which, as a gamer, that's what you want at the end of the day, isn't it? I'm not going to be one of those guys that's going to marry to a game and be like, oh, I can't play anything else, man. I can't play anything else. This is a great time to be a gacha gamer. And a gamer in general. I'm loving video games again recently. Really loving video games. But anyway, great video from Sticks. The next generation of gacha games is here. Almost. What do you guys think? Straight Jacket, you asked me, PGR music versus Zenly Zone music thoughts. I think PGR music slaps. It's a different kind of style, isn't it, really? I really like Zenly's music as well. I think it's a different vibe. I think depending, because like music's one of those things, I can never really, well, you can rate music in something's better than another kind of music, but sometimes it depends on the vibe, doesn't it? One music might be, you might be thinking, dude, this song slaps. It's for the how you feel, for the moment, and then another time, another different kind of music might just hit it in a better way, hadn't it? But I like both, really. I think PGR's is really good actually. I think they've got a different, like say, I think Zenless is a little bit more poppy, urban, where I feel like PGR's is a little bit more like cinematic, electronic kind of style. And they're both great though. They're both great. I don't know, playing 2 gacha games is very taxing. Couldn't see myself playing more than 2 or 3. I understand that. I definitely understand that. I think it depends how you're playing them, and doesn't it? You know, that's why, like, for me, it's nice to have a game like Wuthering Waves where you got this big open world game where there's a lot of stuff. You know, there's it's like the game that I get in every day. I do my dailies at least, and it's kind of your main game. And then it's nice to have things like PGR and things like Solo Leveling and Rise, or like Cat Fantasy, where it's like you might hop in. At the minute, PGR I'm playing a lot more of, but like something like Cat Fantasy, hop in, play it for 20 minutes. You know what I mean? Half an hour after I've finished streaming. Sometimes I'm streaming, finish streaming, having my tea, put it on, maybe do some auto battling for farming, you know what I mean? Do some pulls, maybe do a little bit of story stuff, and then hop off the game. Kind of like that for me, really. And then like last night, I was just chilling upstairs with Rosie, lying on the bed, playing Epic 7 while I was having a few beers. But yeah, I can understand what you're saying, because like for me, I've been really getting into like multiplayer games. I've been playing a bunch of Deadlock, you know what I mean? So there's only so many hours in the day, isn't there? So many hours in the day. Right, we'll watch some of the Camellia drip feed stuff. Might watch a video from Legion. Yeah, just wanted to show you these. Cool video.
Hello, everybody.
Off.
The chain will be approaching soon, so the customer with the juicy melon, please stand away from the yellow line. And the customer with the juicy melon, please stand away from the yellow line.
I walked away from punishing Grey Raven.
I'm easily pleased. I'm easily pleased.
The chain will be approaching.
Yeah, I can understand. Some people want enough. Dude, like, a lot of people, when they look on my desktop and I'm like, holy shit, bro, how many gacha games you got? But to be fair, Wuthering Waves is like a regular game for me. At the minute, PGR is, you know, like they're like my two, and then Solo Leveling Roy is like my third game, and then Cat Fantasy. Oh, actually, just reminded me, I log into every day just to get my 10 drops. Because at the minute, every day you get 10 pulls for just logging in. So I'm going to log in. I've got like 70 odd pulls at the minute to do. Just from logging in the last few days, which is nice. Very nice. This game's going full on fan service though. Full on fan service already. A little bit crazy. But you know what? The combat in this game's actually not terrible. It's kind of fun, man. And I was enjoying the story, to be fair. I've got no shame, you know? I've got no shame. But like, you know, every day, man. Let's go, baby. 10 pulls. Free SSR right there, you know? We got this for the next, well, up to 35 days. I'm 15 in. Missed a couple of days here and there. You know? Game's going full fan service though. So like, I think at the mini, we're sitting on like, yeah, 98 pulls. Let's get our free pull as well. Free stuff in it. Free real estate. It's free real estate. I'll take it. You know? It has got like a crazy fan service though, you know? Like stuff like this. A little bit, what's it? Hey, I ain't complaining. You know, I ain't complaining. You like the honeymoon period in gacha games? I do, yeah, I do. I think that like first 10 to 20 hours is great, isn't it? Because like you get a lot of free stuff. You're not time gated usually. Things like the stamina system doesn't really affect you what you're doing because you get like, you know, you get access to all the things you need to do. There's lots of free characters. There's lots of materials. But I also, if the game's got a good enough gameplay loop, I like it as you get further in. I like that reoccurring stuff. I like it when a little bit of challenge kicks in. That's one thing, like why I quite like Wuthering Waves and why I'm starting to like Punishing Grey Raven. Also, although I'm earlier on in the game, I haven't seen any of that more difficult content. I can see that it's going to be there, and I've heard that it's there as well. So I'm here for that. I'm definitely here for that. Yeah, I think any game's the same. I don't think it's just gacha games. I think it's like survival games are like this. You know, like, insert, like, Christ, the amount of survival games we've got. But, like, survival games are like that. That first, pardon me, 10 to 20 hours of gaming, it's amazing, isn't it? Because you're exploring the world, everything's new, you're learning basic recipes to start crafting basic little things. You're learning how to craft a table, and you know, this thing that you need to smelt something with, and then your different axes and pickaxes and weapons, and then you start to build a base, and then you're like, okay, dude, I'm learning new stuff all the time, and it just feels like every minute of the game is like something new, and then obviously it starts to peter out in that regard. But then if the game's got a good gameplay loop in regards to like maybe some PvP or PvE or character leveling, that like stops that honeymoon period going away, doesn't it? They're not even trying to hide it. For real, dude, telling you, man, fan service to the max. Fan service to the max. But talking about good gacha games, everybody knows I am a bit of a Wuthering Waves fanboy. Obviously, this is on the site. We're getting the drip stuff for Camellia now, which I think pretty much confirms she's coming after Shorekeeper back to back. Well, I think it looks like we're getting Shorekeeper, Jian, and then it looks like Camellia potentially, yeah? I'm not too sure how things are exactly going to go, but we'll have a look on some videos and see what the crack is. But Camellia, hype for her. One of my favourite characters I want to get, along with Scar and Frovlova, so I'm here for it. Let's check this little video, just a little video from Wuthering Waves. Let's read it actually. Post-lament Anthropocene? Stars intertwined. Why do they have to have these names, man? Camellia, blossoms of scarlet hue are mingled with her hair, with shoots of vines uncoiling to the father. As they unwrap, they tangle of knots. Turbid frequencies around her shall all be caught in their deathly jaws. Okay, that was a lot of words. That was word soup, man. Word salad. Let's check this video out then. Dude, just look at her, man. Like, I know we kind of just seeing her titties there, but still. Like, bro, she's a great character design. You know? Like, this to me is what Kuro are great at. Like, this is a character that looks sexy, that looks gorgeous, and she's not naked. You know what I mean? She hasn't got humongous breasts that are ridiculously proportioned. She hasn't got her ass out, although we can see a bit of skin. You know, it's just done right. It's done tastefully. You know what I mean? I think she's a great looking character. Can't wait till she comes out. Along with, like I said, Frolova and Scar. 3 of my most hyped characters in the entire game, actually. So I'm really, really looking forward to the fact that she's coming. And the fact that we're going to be getting a banner and then another great banner. Big moves by Kuro. They're actually they're firing off the big guns now, aren't they? So this is good to see. Yeah, I just thought I'd show you guys that as well if you haven't already. She flat-chested. Well, in comparison to the other characters, I'd say probably. In real life, probably not. All right, then. Let's watch this video. Yeah. Shorekeeper and Yuwa and then Gian and then the 1.3 I think it is, and then we're getting Camellia. Is Camellia dropping in 1.4, is she? Saying she's not naked is crazy. She's not, though, is she? You know, some games are just like, well, this is how we make a sexy character. We'll basically put her in a freaking underwear almost. You know, I'm looking at you. Snowbreak Containment Zone, Cat Fantasy.
Guys, we have breaking news.
All right, let me pause that. Let me rewind it. All right, let's check this video out then, shall we? Let's get back to it. Right, breaking news. Camellia officially confirmed 1.4 banner drip marketing Wuthering Waves. We've just watched the video from Wuthering Waves themselves. We know it's happening. After Gian, after 1.3, Camellia is coming. We've got Shorekeeper. We've got Camellia. Big moves by Kuro. Is this going to be a month that we see them actually have an increase in revenue again? Which, again, at the end of the day, matters. But how much does it matter to the player? As long as they're making enough money to put it back into the game, that's the main thing. But we want to see the game do well. And I think this potentially could be the month that we see a turnaround. Hopefully we do anyway. Let's check the video. Legion WuWa, show him some love. Check out his videos. Let's see what he's got to say.
All right, guys, we have breaking news for Wuthering Waves
Breaking?
today. They've just announced a new character incoming for 1.4 a few hours ago.
Love, dude, this cutscene. You know, the cutscene where, like, she met Rover. Woo! Enjoyed that.
And yes, there it is. I can't believe it. Camellia is officially confirmed for 1.4. One of the most anticipated.
We knew it was going to happen, though, didn't
we? Especially
this
for
cutscene.
Me, this is quite big. We have a lot of details to look over. They
So
posted
good.
2 things about Camellia. And before we do, make sure to like and subscribe. Put those notifications on to be kept updated with Wuthering Waves updates. Now let's take a look at the drip marketing. Alright, before I start reading this, I just gotta say that art looks absolutely amazing.
It does look, she looks really good here. Because, like, this was a thing with Zhang Liao, this particular, because they've all got this sort of style of art when they show off the characters, haven't they? It didn't look that great on the artwork, but in game, he looks so much better, like, so much better. So my only hope is she looks even, well, we know what she looks in the 3D cutscenes, but I'm talking about actually using her. Hopefully she looks even better as well. I'm sure she will. I can't wait, man. I can't wait.
Such a good design.
I'm here for it.
Sure cook with this one.
They did.
But all right, let's look at the details. I believe they posted 2 posts.
Dude,
so
this
this is the
cutscene was
first one.
fire.
I will go over the archive for Camellia. So Bloom Bearer of the Black Shores. Camellia is a laid-back character free from shackles with her personal aroma of danger. Intrigued by the belief in fate, she wanders the land of her own accord, following such a chain of scenarios and its vague guidance. Which is interesting, we have seen Camellia in the 1.0 story, and she seemed to be doing her own thing.
Yeah.
So her wandering...
She definitely seems like she's bound by no rule set, doesn't she? I like that about her, actually. And of course, she just, man, she looks great.
The land of her own accord does make
I'm
sense.
glazing, I'm
Let's take a
simping.
look at the second tweet they posted,
Oh my God, playing on a pad?
guys.
Sorry.
So here we have some more info about Camellia. It says here that blossoms of scarlet hue are mingled within her hair, with shoots of vines and coiling.
I like how he ignored the top sentence. Yeah, I feel you, bro. I'll struggle with that one.
To the farther. As they unwrap the tangle of knots, turbid frequencies around her shall all be caught in her deathly jaws. So yeah, this is referencing Camellia's hair. As you know in the story, she was using it as weapons, which could be an aspect of her gameplay, we've seen that Camellia
Dude,
is
how cool would it be that they added in, like, I'm not even saying it changes the speed of climbing, because obviously that would be a problem. I don't think they should do that. But wouldn't it be cool if a hair actually was a mechanic or an animation in a climbing? You know, kind of like Dr. Octopus. Like when she, it look a bit weird, I guess, but as she climbed the walls, it was like, you know, kind of, I think that'd be dope, I do. Just be something a little bit different, wouldn't it? Doesn't have to mechanically change anything or make it quicker, but it'd just be a cool animation.
supposed to be a sword element havoc user, but maybe she will be using a sword, but her attack animations will incorporate attacks with her hair as well, which would be really cool. And we also have a quick video.
I just think it looks better. Sword users just look better than gauntlets and rectifiers.
So I'm just gonna let you guys look at it, and after that we can discuss more about Camellia and more speculations about her.
We just watched this video. I saw a lot of people saying, "Oh man, another character with white hair," which I can understand that. But dude, I think the characters with the white hair just look so good. Like, big Jinsey fan. I'm here for it.
All right, cool little animation there for Camellia with the flower blooming at the beginning. I'm thinking she's gonna have attack animations with flower blooming, but that is just me. And again, her art is just way too good. I can't believe this character is finally out. But now, since we got Camellia officially revealed for 1.4, who are the other banner?
As well, you know how I said before that the leakers kind of don't miss? I think it's evident that potentially a lot of the leaks that we saw are going to happen unless Kuro are looking to make changes because of these leaks. Because just the fact that Kuro have spoke about that they're going to go after leakers, which I am totally okay with, you know, even though we've reacted to leak content myself. It's one thing reacting to leaks because you're allowed to do that and talk about stuff that's out in the world. It's a different thing leaking it. So it also as well kind of proves that a lot of these leaks must have some truth in them because it's got Kuro sweating a little bit. Typically game companies ignore leaks when they're totally false, don't they? So the fact that they're actually speaking out about it shows to me a lot of the stuff that we've saw that's potentially coming to the game looks like it's probably going to come to the game. So I think it's safe to say a lot of the stuff we've already saw is going to be the stuff that comes soon afterwards, you know, things like Chun, the skins. Obviously, we saw the reruns are a thing as well. You know, and potential future characters, changes to the gacha systems, all those sort of things. It looks like they're more likely to happen now.
Characters gonna be. So it's also odd that they haven't posted a second character yet. And as you know, Kuro likes to reveal two new characters the same day within a short time as well. So by now, it's been a few hours, like 2 hours since they posted this. So we should have gotten the other 4-star character revealed by now, unless there isn't a 4-star character.
Might just not be, might just be
to post the 5-star tomorrow.
Camellia
but
and
if I think back to the drip market
potentially
for Shorekeeper, they did not do the same thing. So I know it was speculated for us to get another new 4-star character in this patch, and she was supposed to be called Dang Dang, and maybe we're also getting a Yinling rerun, which it seems Kuro does not announce reruns until the last minute, which is also weird because before we know, GN is coming back for 1.3, but Kuro hasn't posted anything about him yet.
Again, though, of course, like they should do that because if they start announcing banners too early, it's going to put people off because you're going to have some people who don't have Gian, who are newer to the game, and are going to be like, oh, well, do I get Shorekeeper? Do I get Gian? I don't know. And if you know Gian's coming, you potentially might not get Shorekeeper. So they've got to be smart. I understand from a player side, that's good for us. But at the same time, you've got to understand the business side of thing where they do have to slow down on announcing banners too early because that stops people purchasing on a certain banner that might be coming up that they think, oh, this might be good for my account. But then they're like, oh, actually, nah, scratch that. I want this character instead. So I think announcing Yinling too early would be a little bit silly. Announcing the other 5-star or the other 4-star as well, it'd be a little bit silly unless the 4-star's on Camellia's banner. That doesn't matter. Yeah, I think they've got to be smart about that. I think sometimes they go a little bit too early. Kuro do. And I think it doesn't do them the best in regards to revenue on the monthly basis.
But this is what we have for 1.4. This is what it should be looking like. Camellia, Yinling, and a new 4-star. And who knows, maybe they're going to post something else today. So make sure to subscribe and like the video to become updated. If anything else comes up, I will surely post it as soon as possible. But yeah, overall, really hype patch for me. I've been waiting forever for this character.
Yeah, same. Again, as I said, one of my 3 most anticipated characters. From Vlova, Scar. A lot of people like, get Shu Lin for me, get Shu Lin all day long. And I'm like, nah, man, Scar, bro. All day, Scar for me.
Her design,
can't wait for Scar, actually. Must pull as well.
Her part in the story. And I can also add this right here, the icon for Camellia. And oh yeah, they also did not say when she is dropping, but it's supposed to be for the 1.4 update, which would be around November. So quite a while. Thinking over it now, November does seem like a while ahead. But I guess it's not so bad. It's only 2 months away.
I'm sorry, it's not that far away. By the time Shorekeeper's banner's done and Jian's banner's done, it'll be right around the corner. That's what you got to think about. It might seem a distance now, but once you've after 2 banners, it's right around the corner pretty much.
For sure, keep saving up my pulls. You guys, let me know your thoughts on this. Are you gonna be pulling for Camellia, or are you gonna be skipping and saving up for the in 2.0?
Shorekeeper, baby. Fuck it, all of them.
Patch, a lot of new stuff. We've done.
We're going broke with this one, boys. We're going broke with this one.
And you know, maybe Kuro has something really huge planned for us. And real quick, I'm gonna add this in.
I think 2.0 is gonna be massive.
Since I'm here, 5 minutes ago, I had a dream, guys. So listen, I had a dream where we are getting a new 5-star resonator in 2.0, which is gonna be a gun resonator, but uses a sword and a gun. On top of that, it's a hot female character with white hair in a dress. But that is just a dream, guys. As you know, I just woke up a few minutes ago.
Hey, I'm thinking, give us some new weapon classes. I want to see like scythes, heavy hammers, you know? I want to see sword and shield users, a character that's potentially like tanks by using their weapon becomes like a part of the setup in regards to heavy defense and maybe like good crit damage. And I don't know, I just really think that will be a cool thing to add into the game. It's a totally different variety in the game. I want to see different range users as well. I want to see like things like shotguns and rifles, stuff like that, you know what I mean? I don't want everything to just be dual wield pistol users. I want to see some variety in like how they look and their animations. I think that would be really cool as well. I'm sure it's something that will come, because it would get boring if all range characters as dual wield pistol users or single pistol users, because it's kind of boring, isn't it, really?
That is what I dreamed about. I did rush out of bed when I saw this announcement. I would have normally covered this a bit sooner. Well, 2 hours. Usually, you know, I covered these type of things like within the first hour that they dropped the new info.
It's kind of cool if there's an animation as well where like
game, which took
a sword ends up in
yeah,
a
guys,
hair
so,
things, and
from that,
she does some slashing movements with the sword.
Really
or allows like maybe some more range.
That new 5-star that I dreamed about, oh my god, it looks amazing. And maybe this character,
dude, woke up bricked up, didn't he? Straight to his PC and went on Hentai Haven.
is also going to be a glacial gun element, which could be really cool. So I just wanted to add that in here. I am going to make a future video on this, and I'm going to go into all the details, so stay tuned for that. But of course, this video is for Camellia. So going back to her, since she is dropping for 1.3, I would say I can't go pull Shorekeeper's weapon anymore. As good as it is, I do need to keep saving up, and even more now, because if I'm being honest,
yeah, I've got to try and get a weapon. I'm skipping Zhang Liao's weapon. I've got Zhang Liao. I'm going to skip his weapon. It's a good weapon, but I'm going to skip it. I'm going to try and get Shorekeeper. I'm going to try and get a weapon. I'm going to try and get a copy for her. Obviously, I don't need to worry about Jian. And then I'm going to save until Camellia comes. I'm going to try and get Camellia. And obviously, we don't know about a weapon, but I'm hoping it's going to be good. And we get Camellia's weapon as well. And then, yeah, we just we rinse and repeat. Again, we're going broke with this one, boys.
I'm more hyped for 2.0 after seeing the dream I had. And it looks like it's going to be crazy. But with how Shorekeeper's weapon is looking like as well, they did some recent adjustments they've made into it. And it is not looking like a must pull anymore. I know I saw the other day, I had comments asking me about this. I think I saw one yesterday. It was someone asking me, is their weapon a must pull or they can skip it without worrying? I would say it is not a must pull. You can comfortably skip this weapon and still get the full value of a Shorekeeper's buffs. Yes, the weapon gives a ton of energy regen, allowing you to...
I think if you're using Shorekeeper personally, and I think even for some other characters, I think it's a really good weapon. Personally, for me personally, I think it's a must pull.
Easily reach the, what was it, 250 energy
This
regen
is true.
requirement
This is true.
on the ultimate buffs, but you can still achieve it pretty easily with the other weapons, so no stress for that, guys. I would
He's
say
right,
pull
but
for any
for me
character
personally.
before a weapon. That's what I use.
End of the day, the thing in these games is, of course, if you're a min-maxer, go by that. Just pull what you want to pull at the end of the day. What makes you smile? What makes you happy? Sometimes an animation of a particular thing can be the thing that makes me go, get in there, gotta have it, want it. You know what I mean? A character, whatever it is. It might not even be the best character, but it looks cool while they're doing it kind of thing.
I always go for a new character over a weapon any day.
Yeah,
Unless
yeah.
I really, really like that character, like a character like Camellia that I'm really hyped about, then maybe those characters could be some exceptions. The characters that I really, really like and plan on using for
I agree
a
with that.
while,
Character over
those are the
weapons, for
only
sure.
exceptions for me.
They're going to change
But
your
this
gameplay a
leaves
lot
us
more, give you more
time to save up for
fun,
the
in my
1.4
opinion.
patch, with having only one new character for 1.3.
More variety.
And now it looks like we're only getting Camellia for 1.4 so far, but if anything else comes up, I will surely keep you guys updated. So again, make sure to like and subscribe, put those notifications on as we cover Wuthering Waves 24/7 on the channel. Any news and updates, any speculations about future characters, I got you guys covered. But for now, that is all for this video. Really hyped for Camellia, and I'll see you all in the next one.
So,
Yeah, great video. Hyped, of
All
course. I'm super hyped for her. You know, you guys know since we've first saw her in the game, I was on it. I was ready. I was waiting. Her, along with Ravlova, with Scar. I'm all here for that. I've obviously got a bit of a type in this game, haven't I, really, I think. But yeah, definitely, they're my 3 must-have characters in the game. We've got to have Scar, right? He's got to be a playable character. The dude's got to become some kind of anti-hero at some time or some point, or I don't know, things change and he's not the bad guy in that regards. I don't know. He has a change of heart, whatever it might be. Dude's got to be in the freaking roster, though, somehow. Has to happen. Big miss if that doesn't happen. One of my favourite characters through 1.0. Voice acted really well. I just think he was a shining light within the story, in my opinion. Great character. And it's good to see a male character that was just like, I just think was, like I say, a shining light. He just killed it. The VA did. And everything about the character, his transformation in the fight, all that sort of stuff just makes me really hyped for him. But yeah, can't wait for Camellia. I think Kuro are really starting to cook on the characters. Hopefully it means they're going to have a good couple of months as well, because at the end of the day, we like the game. We want to see them doing well to a degree. And yeah, great video from Legion WuWa. Guys, check him out. Show some love. Subscribe. All that good stuff. What's going on, Stutzer? Welcome to the stream. Well, we know rifles exist in the game because, yeah, exactly, yeah. The models are there. And they look pretty cool as well. The actual weapons do. September is already a struggle for WuWa. Imagine the number of people that would skip Shorekeeper for Camellia. I don't know. I think there's going to be the people, I don't know, it's hard to say. Like, I know there's a lot of people hyped for Shorekeeper, because I think just from an account point of view, for what Shorekeeper is and what she does, I think she'll be good for a lot of people's accounts, especially the people who don't have Arena, even the people who do. We've kind of been needing that sort of character that fills the role that she's filling, because we've had a lot of DPSs and sort of kind of sub-DPSs that really kind of are just DPSs, really. We've had a couple of supports, really. Well, really the main one, in my opinion, freaking Yinlin. I know Jeji in a sense kind of thing as well. But yeah, we definitely need those roles filled, and I think Shorekeeper's going to fill that role. So from an account point of view, I think Shorekeeper's going to really good, but you can't like underrate the waifu Metacania, and Camellia fills that. Now, you know, we don't even know what a kit's looking like yet as well. A kit might come out and be insane, and then everybody's going to be like, yeah, forget Shorekeeper. But I think if they're smart, they'll try not to let that stuff leak prior to Shorekeeper going live. And then there's going to be a lot of people buying on Shorekeeper, then allow the kit to come out, and then everybody's going to be wanting to buy Camellia as well, aren't they? So I think that's the best way that they can optimize the cash. If all of that stuff gets leaked and she's insane, I agree, yeah, a lot of people will probably skip Shorekeeper, to be fair. What's going on, Mr. Bombastic Gavis? One, Jinsu with signature. What stat should I be looking for? Well, any DPS really. Crit rate, crit damage is the way to go in here. But yeah, I agree, dude. The models are there, and it'd just change range characters. This is what I was saying. Like, for me, I don't play range characters. One, that are just a little bit more awkward, and two, that don't they just don't look that great while they're doing it. They all kind of do the same sort of thing animation wise. They're different, but you know what I mean? It's that sort of like John Woo kind of stuff where I want to see something like I want to see somebody whipping out a big assault rifle, man, just in their ultimate, like, you know what I mean? Like, I want to see something like that, man. Mowing somebody down, bring out an LMG, man, with a belt-fed freaking mag. You know, they have a little friend that hops in, you know, that's kind of like Abby, that's just like feeding the freaking belt. She's like, as I'm spraying everything down. You know, is that too much to ask for? Maybe. Might be a little bit stupid, but still, I'm here for it. How's things anyway, though, Stutzy? You all good, dude? Yeah, when it comes to Jinsei, crit rate, crit damage, flat attack percentage, spectral, all good stats, really. Any of the DPSs, man, crit rate and crit damage is always good to have. Doesn't hurt to have the attribute damage as well. You know, if you're aero, it's good to have a bit of aero, isn't it? You can't go wrong with some flat attack. You know, resonance skill as well is never too bad either, because of a resonance skill. You know, like say if you're using somebody like Jian, those, and then heavy attack as well, because like he's all based around heavy attack, isn't he? WuWa has no Billy. What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't get you. Yeah, all good. Got a copy of Crazy Taxiway. Oh, nice, dude. Crazy Taxi. Classic. Classic. Yeah, no, Shorekeeper Kit got updated. We were speaking about that the other day. I'm hyped for Shorekeeper. I'm looking forward to her. Yeah, I think her weapon's decent, actually. At the end of the day, nothing's a must pull. Like, I get that comment from people sometimes. I'm like, dude, you say everything's a must pull, but I'm just a simp. You know, I see a good looking character. I'm just like, I gotta get it. You know? And if it's got flashy animations as well, I'm sold. I'm not one of these guys that everything has to be about min-maxing. But I think a weapon's kind of good, man. That energy regen's nothing to be scoffed at. And again, it's not necessary, but it just makes building a lot easier, doesn't it? Which, to be fair, a lot of the time, that's what weapons do, add to the character. They make stats a lot more easier to come by in regards you don't have to hyper focus on a particular thing because you're getting on the weapon. You can just kind of like build around the weapon then. What's going on, Zeal? No idea why, but I think you're being shadow banned by YouTube. My comments keep getting deleted from your videos. Guess it's just that time of the year with the elections. I don't know, Zeal. I've been shadow banned, or you have. If your comments are getting deleted, that's got to be on YouTube, unless YouTube... let me have a look in my studio. Sometimes YouTube can hold... I've got all my comments to go live, like, even if somebody's super offensive. Like, people can roast me, I don't mind. Let's have a look if there's one's held for review. No, the only one that's held for review, which is kind of weird. Let me approve that. I just laugh at all you people crying over a video game. Sad life, go touch grass. If you keep showing your agenda on them, then they might just get rid of Genshin Impact. So shut up. Skin Tone Fantasy World BS Toxic Crybabies. That's the only comment that's held for review on my channel. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll get you straight, Jackie. I was like, wait, what you want to be? Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. Zenlis is fire in that regard. I really like Zenlis. I love the character designs there. I'd like to see, and I'm not one really for 3D anime stuff, but I feel like the cutscenes in Zenlis, I'd watch a whole show like that. I would. What's my thoughts on Scar? Fire. Absolute fire. One of my most anticipated characters in the game. Beta Roland. Yeah, I don't know why your comments are getting limited, though. Hey, there's all the chance that I could be shadow banned on YouTube. It's happened in the past. Problem with PGR after reading his story, your gripes through whatever story just get worse. Sometimes you can't even send messages in live chat. Yeah, it can be a pain, man. It can. I agree with that. Okay. I wanted to watch. We've got a video here on PGR that I wanted to watch. I want to watch this video from Kazahana.
So Wuthering Waves has a massive
fixing their biggest problem. I think, just from guessing, he's probably going to be speaking about the leaks. I would assume. But you never know with Kazahana because his titles sometimes totally don't represent what's going on in the video. Which, hey, not judging. It's the YouTube game. But I'm just guessing that he's talking about the leaks here. So let's check it out. Video from Kazahana. Wuthering Waves are fixing their biggest problem. I'm going to have a shot in the dark that he's talking about leaks. Let's see if he is. Hey, at the end of the day, if it's going to make things better for Kuro, I think it's good that they go after leakers. But at the same time, sometimes leaks can work in a positive way for companies. It just depends when it's about kits early. It can kind of turn people off pulling for specific characters. So I can see them wanting to try and stop that. But I think character hype, maybe not so much. Or definitely not update hype anyway. I think update hype is all good for Wuthering Waves. I think it's just banners. Sometimes it can be a bit of a problem. But let's check it out. Watch the video. See what it's got to say.
So Wuthering Waves has a massive problem at the moment. And that problem is leaks. Now, obviously, leaks in this
Hey, called it. Knew it.
community are something
Makes sense.
that's
It's a
very
big thing
heavily
at the moment,
debated.
isn't it?
Obviously, some people really like leaks as it can help out the community quite a bit, especially whenever
I think from a community standpoint, it's great. If you are looking, let's say you're thinking about pulling Camellia, you're thinking about pulling Shorekeeper, right? You see she's got a great kit, you like the design, and then you see Camellia's come in, and you were like, oh, dude, I was waiting for Camellia. Insane kit, let's just say. She's not going to be that, but let's say she just dwarfs everything that Shorekeeper does and does it better. She's not going to be that. It's probably going to be a DPS character, but I'm just, bear with me here. You're going to be like, okay, probably not going to pull on Shorekeeper then, which, great for you. It's allowing you to spend less money or focus your pulls in a particular way. Not so good for Kuro. So those sort of leaks, I think kit leaks are definitely a thing that will be a good idea for Kuro to go after. But again, when it comes to updates, events, snippets of new areas, I think those can be really positives. Now, it doesn't mean that Kuro doesn't want them, but I think those can be really positive things in terms of just hype. Let's not pretend before a game comes out, leaks on a game coming out just prior to launch that are not like detrimental to the game are great. Of course, you don't want to see, a company doesn't want to see gameplay going up in a pre-alpha state, kind of like what happened with GTA, and you had all these crazy people going, dude, it looks so bad. It's like, are you mental? It's obvious the game's super early. It's not going to look like that when it comes out. It's not great for companies. Sometimes they have to go ahead early and show off trailers and all this sort of stuff, which is probably not good for the company because it knocks them all out to whack on their schedule. But yeah, let's get into
considering who to pull for and how a character's going to work in the future. But then there's also many people against leaks as well. Obviously, it can spoil a lot of stuff for a lot of people. People like to be surprised whenever it comes to a new update or a new character or even a new storyline, because obviously there's different kind of leaks. You have character leaks where it leaks the overall look of a character and the overall play style of them, and then you've also got stuff like story leaks where it actually leaks follow like cutscenes or even just plot points to a story, which can be much more annoying than character leak. But recently it seems like,
I suppose probably from a personal standpoint, yeah, getting spoiled on a story is probably a bigger negative, isn't it? Yeah, that's fair.
Wuthering Waves have actually been
From a
cracking down
personal
on leaks
standpoint,
quite
like.
a bit, and they've even been taking down some of the most notable leakers in the community. Not only that, but they also issued a couple of statements, and it seems like they're taking this very, very seriously, and we're going to be going through all of it in this video today. But before I get into this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy it, and also go to Game
They need to make sure they're smart about it, though, to go after the leakers. I said before, because I've had some people comment saying, you be careful what you upload now. The way I see it, if something's out there in the wild, it's fine to talk about, and I think Kuro should respect that. If leaks are out there about a character's kit, as long as you're not showing gameplay and showing information that's like that's been leaked in regards to actually showing it on screen, talking about it. It's out in the world. They can't really stop that. And I think if they try and stop that, they're probably going to turn people against them in that regard. But they definitely should go after the people who are leaking, specifically, in my opinion, for them. Kits. I just think leaking kits is one of the most negative things for them because it makes people not want to pull on a character. Of course, from a player-base point of view, people are probably like, nah, I don't want that because it makes me have to spend less money or, you know, I can decide to skip a character, which I get, but for Kuro, it's not great, is it?
Use my code Kazo and get yourself 10% off a ton of caps and tubs. I definitely recommend going to go check it out because they have an event on at the moment where you can actually get free shipping with pretty much anything you order. And not to mention, you get free shipping with the free samples as well. So if you just want to try out Gamer Subs, then I definitely recommend getting a free sample where you can get it completely free, even the shipping free. So go to the link down below and
drink
let's get
Gamer
back to the video.
supplements?
So recently there's this post from the Wuthering Waves
Never ever
developers
have I.
team, which is pretty much a page on Twitter that, you know, is run by the Wuthering Waves developers. What they do on this account is pretty much give you like really small updates and just kind of statements to do with the game. Obviously, they talked about winning best audio-visual accomplishment at the Pocket Gamer Biz Awards, and they also do other stuff like showing off storyboards from trailers, as we've got the Jeji one right here. Recently, they actually released this post saying, "Dear Rovers, we have noticed that unreleased Wuthering Waves content has been leaked onto social media platforms. Disseminating incomplete information about the game may undermine players' enjoyment of the game as a whole, dampen the enthusiasm of content creators, and disrupt the overall development for the future content."
One thing I'll say that's definitely not true in that, dampen the enthusiasm of content creators. I don't think leaks will do that at all. Most content creators in the gacha space are frothing at the bit to get all the leaks because they know it's going to get them views. They don't care if it's negative or positive. For most of them, they're just going to be like, whoa, got to get that out, get the title out, bang, slop it out, you know what I mean? Even if it's incorrect, which quite a few we've seen of incorrect, and then they've had to come back and like a day or two later be like, oh, there's a translation error here. But I'm not judging that either. I'm just saying I don't think it's going to dampen content creators' enthusiasm because they're all the ones jumping on and sharing the leaks. Hey, been there, done that. You know, I'm not pointing anybody out.
To maintain the health of our community, any unauthorized disclosure of Wuthering Waves content is strictly prohibited. Let's work together to prevent such behavior, and we appreciate your continued support for Wuthering Waves. Now, obviously, this was quite a shock because obviously companies don't really talk about leaks that much. They usually just kind of deal with it in the background, as we've seen with MiHoYo and Genshin Impact and stuff. You know, they just kind of take the leakers to court or somehow punish them in whatever way they can. And
well, I think it's probably better that Wuthering Waves go down the way of being vocal, try and get the community to work with them. You've got to have a big budget really to then start waging war in the courts. Even if you're right, litigation can be incredibly expensive for all parties concerned. And I don't think Wuthering Waves really and Kuro really want to be putting their budget into that sort of stuff now, do they? They could probably, you know, try and go about it in different ways. And tightening up their own ship as well. You know, working on ways to reduce the leaks as much as possible themselves, which I know is incredibly hard, especially when you have test phases and all this sort of stuff. It's eventually somehow going to get out. But if they can try and make it happen as late as possible, that's going to be a benefit to them as well.
And it doesn't really get talked about in the public eye, but it seems like Wuthering Waves are actually appealing to the fans to stop spreading these leaks, because obviously it's one thing catching a lot of these leakers, but once you've caught one, there'll always be another that will just pop up. And these leaks are sometimes caught in the beta tests of the games, sometimes they're actual developers of Wuthering Waves. That is usually a very, very rare case, and I don't think that's the case with Wuthering Waves. It's usually just people playing the beta test and recording it. So again, there's always going to be other people popping up, and I think they've actually done a really good job of actually, you know, dealing with a lot of these leaks. Because as I said, other gacha game companies deal with them just by taking the actual leakers to court and just kind of getting them to stop releasing the content altogether.
I think the only way they could potentially go about it in regards to, of course, they can't do much about people just disseminating like the information without showing it. But I think in terms of actually showing gameplay, the only way that I guess they could really go about it is heavily watermarking gameplay on each account, and individual accounts have their UID up on the screen. So if that's disseminated, they know for a fact who it's come from. It's just that that's still not going to stop people playing it and then sharing that information anyway, minus the footage.
Which again
a lot
can
of
work,
times that's what happens,
obviously
doesn't
it slows down the release of them. But I think that actually appealing to the players that spread this and telling them, hey, can you not kind of like spread this stuff because it's kind of detrimental to the game? I think that's a very good way to go about it. Because if another person does come up and actually start spreading leaks, then, you know, maybe it won't get spread around as much as it used to before. Because they also actually released this statement alongside this tweet, and pretty much this is all in Chinese. And Narashio, obviously, they are a Wuthering Waves, you know, news site. And I trust them with the translation of this. Obviously, you know, take this as a grain of salt. I don't know exactly how accurate they are with translating Chinese, but they say, recently we've discovered that some users leaked and spread unreleased content of Wuthering Waves on various internet platforms. Such behavior, whether directed at players or our project team, causes significant damage. In response, Kuro Games makes the following serious statement. It says, unreleased Wuthering Waves content, included but not limited to version activities, character information, and storyline, is considered our company's trade secret. Any unauthorized acquisition, sharing, or dissemination of such trade secrets for commercial purposes is considered a violation of our rights. At present, we've collected relevant evidence of certain users leaking and sharing sensitive content.
Okay, so
We
there
will
are
be
some
taking
people who are doing it
appropriate
then.
legal
Okay.
action to protect our lawful interests. So they're actually taking action against a lot of the users.
They
that
are
have
going
spreading
down the
this around.
litigation route then.
Obviously, we
Okay.
don't know exactly who they are. There was some kind of like rumors about who they are because obviously, you know, they've probably stopped making content about now. So you can kind of add up who's been caught. But again, they're actually targeting the leakers themselves. But also, as I said,
Say for the most time, first route is usually hitting somebody with a cease and desist, isn't he?
they're kind of appealing to a lot of the players, telling them, hey, can you not spread this stuff at the same time, which I think is the best way to go about it, rather than just going after the leakers. They say, we believe that some individuals' unauthorized leaking of in-development content not only disrupts the immersive experience for players for the official Wuthering Waves game, but also causes serious interference with our project's team scheduling.
I always am curious about, as well, about the reason for people leaking such information and doing it on a regular basis, because you get no monetary profit from it, do ya? Of course, YouTube channels can report on stuff, and if you've got a YouTube channel that does it, but then you're leaving a paper trail directly to you, which makes you easily to be, you know, caught, basically. But like, you know, when people have like a Twitter account or they just post it on Reddit and stuff, I don't understand the reason for that, because I feel like, I'm just curious to why, like, what's the thinking behind it? Like, you know, if it was something really big and I was involved in something, I was like, dude, this has to be told, you know, we've got to let people know about these, potentially. If I thought I was in the right place or had the right to do so, I might consider it. Yeah, I always think, like, why? You know what I mean? Because you're getting nothing out of it other than people go, oh, this leaker's like the leaker, you know, he knows what he's talking about, and it's a little tension thing to look good in the community, I guess, maybe. I don't know, it's weird.
And planning. This kind of behavior does not contribute to creative
Anytime
freedom
I've ever been
and
involved in a
severely dampens
playtest
our
or
team's passion
super
for the game's
pre-alpha,
development.
I've
Which
never
again is
leaked
very
anything.
true.
I've
Obviously,
signed
there's this
plenty
whole
of
thing people say,
NDAs, and
oh,
I've
it
never had
ruins
the feeling to
game
be
and
like,
it, you know, spoils a
I'm
lot
gonna
of
go
the
share this
story or a lot
info.
of the characters. But also, it does spoil a lot of things for the project team and the people that are actually working on this game, because they have to reschedule stuff based on leaks. If a leak
Attention,
comes out,
just
like,
clout
2 months
chasing.
before
Yeah,
they're
that's what
actually
it is,
planning on
isn't it?
advertising a character, then they're probably gonna have to bring it forwards a little bit, because else it's just gonna fall off and the hype just isn't gonna be there anymore. So again, it kind of ruins the overall scheduling for Kuro Games, which again can suck and can really inhibit how much Wuthering Waves can really grow in the future. And it also just disrupts a lot of people who actually want to play the game kind of spoiler free. They said, since Wuthering Waves began its official testing, each update and new versions of the game have been received overwhelming attention and positive feedback from the player base. We deeply appreciate the love that players have shown for Wuthering Waves and the anticipation surrounding each new version's content. The project team is immensely grateful for this support, and every update brings us closer to our shared vision of delivering the official experience to each player. So again, this is a, you know, statement brought out by Kuro Games. I think it's a pretty fair statement. I mean, I don't really like seeing leaks on my page. To be honest, I like to be surprised, and I like to see a lot of the trailers coming out from...
Like Kazahana's got another faceless channel somewhere where he's just called WuWa info dot whatever, where he leaks everything. I'm just joking.
Wuthering Waves officially whenever they plan to do it, because again, they know what's best whenever it comes to scheduling and kind of hyping up a character in the right amount of time. Whereas people who spoil and, you know, leak a lot of the content, it just kind of spoils up the overall schedule and the overall hype behind this character or, you know, this update or whatever. And I've seen a lot of people just don't really like that, and including me. I don't like seeing a lot of this leaked content on my page, and I tend not to interact with it as much as possible, and you can probably see that by my content too, seeing as I don't, you know, cover any kind of leaked content on my channel. Unless it's like something like this, where it's kind of talking about leaks, but not actual leaks. If you get what I mean. You get what I mean. Well, obviously, there's a lot of people out there saying that, you know, maybe Kuro Games do need to step up their game a bit with Wuthering Waves, with the advertising and overall, you know, hyping up a character. And they're pretty much saying that because Wuthering Waves doesn't, you know, bring out enough marketing for their characters or for their updates, that people are forced to leak, which again, I don't think is very true.
That's just BS. That's BS. Like, you can't say that, oh, I'm doing, you know, I'm acting as part of Kuro's marketing department here by leaking stuff. That's just massive cope, that is.
As we see with Genshin Impact and stuff, and even Honkai Star, they do an amazing job at advertising a lot of their characters, but they still get...
I've said this before, this is Kuro's biggest problem. We've seen it with PGR, and we see it with Wuthering Waves. Marketing. They need a new marketing department. Now, of course, I understand it's probably not the massive priority in regards to where they're putting their cash at the moment. I get that they're trying to get off the ground in that regard, but I definitely think they've got to try and work with what they've got and do it a little bit better. Their marketing isn't great. I know they've been reaching out to more content creators. I think that's a good thing, but I definitely do think they need to work on the marketing. When the PlayStation launch comes, they should spend a little bit of money on marketing the game there, because I think the PlayStation launch could be massive for Kuro. There's a lot of people on mobile who want to play the game properly, who can't because the phone just can't deal with it. The input as well. I know controller support's coming, but people really want to be able to play the game properly. I think that's going to be massive for them, and I think they should spend a little bit of cash in the hopes that it's going to pay them back in the future for the PlayStation launch, because it's gonna bring the game to a massive new player base, and I think there's going to be a lot of people on PlayStation who, there's a lot of people on the PlayStation ecosystem that enjoy JRPGs, and Wuthering Waves, although a gacha game, fits that niche perfectly. So I think there's going to be a lot of people there waiting to play the game.
Get leaked anyways. I mean, I don't think it's going to change even if they do bring out more advertisement. People always want to get in there first and try to get the clicks from this. So I don't really think that, bringing out more advertisement would help it that much. I mean, it probably would help it a little bit. I think a lot of people would be much more interested in the character.
Because at the end of the day, if they start kind of advertising their own leaks in a way and go too early on information, that's just going to hurt themselves even more, because it's going to be official then. Where people might skip a banner because they think, oh, Camellia might be coming because I've heard it in a leak. The second it's official, you're going, well, I'm definitely going to skip this character now. Not saying that's what happened with Camellia right now, but I definitely do think they shouldn't go too early on marketing new banners.
And I think, they could even beat the leakers to it. But at the same time, I don't think that that's the entire reason that people are leaking content. It's purely just for clicks and just for, people wanting to get there first. Obviously, some people do think they're being helpful by, releasing some of these characters early. But I don't really think it's helpful at all. As they said, it kind of, damages their company a bit, damages the overall scheduling of the game, which obviously, yeah, can really mess up their whole advertising plan. So if anything, these leaks are actually messing up their advertising plan, which is why we're getting such an inconsistent...
I think what you're missing there, Kazana, the people are not saying for Kuro. It's not a good thing for Kuro. It's a good thing for them. People who are ultimately free to play but want to get as much as possible out the game are going to benefit from it, because they're going to be able to be like, well, I can skip this now because I know this is coming. That's undoubtedly true. Whether it's obviously the best thing for Kuro, it's not, but it's definitely better for that person in the sense that they're going to be like, well, I don't have to worry about grinding so hard now. I can just skip this to save for the next banner.
To look at some of these characters and updates, and if some of these leaks stopped, then maybe they could improve some of their advertising and marketing in the future. But again, we'll just have to wait and see what kind of happens with that, because as I said, they're taking action against some of these users, so hopefully they do get the justice that they deserve, and hopefully we do see less leaks altogether, because again, I know some people do like leaks and like seeing stuff early, but there's no real need to it. I like seeing the official kind of trailers and seeing the official stuff come out and actually going by Kuro Games' schedule. But yeah, let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Do you think that leaking is a terrible thing that's happening in Wuthering Waves at the moment? Or do you think that it's not that bad and that maybe Kuro Games are a little bit harsh on these leakers? Honestly, in my opinion, I think, it's totally deserved. I think if they leak a game, then they should face the consequences of leaking this game. And overall, I think it's a good move from Wuthering Waves to target the leakers themselves, but also target some of the audience that are sharing and spreading these kind of leaks around. But yeah, that's all I got for this video. If you did enjoy it, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And also go to Game Subs. As I said, they got that event, so I definitely recommend going to go check that out. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. That's all.
All right, cool. Yeah. Good video, I guess. Just talking about what we've all been talking about, really. Nothing groundbreaking. They're going after the leakers. Don't think we can really judge them, really. They're protecting their IP, their investment, their cash flow. Makes sense. In HSR, we know the banner's like 2 patches ahead, so I doubt it had that much impact in sales. I don't know, I disagree. I think with Star Rail. Star Rail's the big dog, especially in the Huyo space at the minute. And it's just got a larger, more loyal fan base in that regard. Kuro is still trying to get there with Wuthering Waves, and the new kid on the block in that regard. And I think it definitely affects them a little bit more. Where with Star Rail as well, they've got a massive whale fan base in China as well, which Kuro don't have at the moment. If you look at the spending in the regions, it's a lot more balanced. China to global is like very similar, where when it comes to Star Rail and Genshin, typically it's skewed heavily to China, isn't it? You know what I mean? So I think that can negate sometimes early information coming out. But yeah, I think kit leaks definitely do make people skip for sure. I think they do, yeah. It's made me skip trying to pull for Zheji again. I found my 50-50 on Zheji. I saw Shorekeeper's kit and I was like, yeah, I've got my guarantee now. I'm just going to wait for Shorekeeper. So it definitely changed me in that regard. And I'm a light spender, So, and I say light spender, super light spender. But yeah, I think it definitely does. I think it's just in different companies, it might affect them less just because they're just way bigger. Kuro does not want you to save. They want you to spend. They want panic FOMO swipe after you used all your asteroid, for sure. Exactly. That's the old gacha space is about, isn't it? At the end of the day, I respect Kuro because they're a good actor in the space. I think they definitely want to, they're passionate about the games. They want people to be able to get enough out of them without spending, but let's not be naive. They want you to spend, and they're going to implement as many systems and work the way around things in such a way to maximize spending from the player base. That's just, you know, we'd be silly to think that's not the case. You know, I glaze Kuro quite a lot, but I think we'd be remiss to think that they're not here to make money. They're a business at the end of the day, aren't they? And we can't judge them for that either. You know, I think sometimes we like to judge companies to be like, well, what? You want to make money? Fuck off. What do you think this is? You know? I want everything for free, mate. No leaks means people don't know when to save their resources for pulling that counter to the gacha system at its roots. They don't really want people saving 3 banners deep. True. Just so they can pull for the... Exactly, yeah. You know, if you're going to skip a banner because you know the next banner is going to be goated in regards to kits, you know, that's not great for Kuro. They want you to spend on this banner or try and get on this banner and then try and get on the next banner as well. And they're maximizing then, aren't they? And then they're putting you in a position, as you said, that FOMO situation of like, shit, I've got no asteroids left. And then a release comes in. You're like, oh my God, why did I spend everything? I made big mistakes. That's what the system's about, isn't it? That's exactly how it's designed to. That's why you get banners regularly as well. Otherwise, you know, a banner would last 6 months, wouldn't it? You know what I mean? And it'd stay out when the new banner comes out because they'd be nice to you, but it's not the system, because why would they do that? Anyway,
I walked away from punishing Gray.
Speaking of Kuro, shall we watch a video talking about punishing Grey Raven as a new player? I'm interested in what people have got to say about the game now, as somebody who plays a lot of Wuthering Waves, plays a bunch of gacha games, new to Punishing Grey Raven, really enjoying it, curious to see what the community's saying. From quitting to rediscovery, my journey with Punishing Grey Raven. This video is from Eisen. Do you know what? Preemptive sub, preemptive life. Let's check out his content. Let's watch the video.
I walked away from Punishing Grey Raven 3 months after its release on Global. It was during the first major patch, Frozen Darkness, with the introduction of the most wanted character of the time, Alpha. But I am getting ahead of myself, so let's take a few steps back. I was one of the few people that was lucky enough to know about the game way before its global launch. I watched gameplay videos or listened to the awesome music up until the release. Besides the rainbow card drama that would put a bad taste in everyone's mouth, the release of the game was as awesome as we all thought it would be. The game wasn't anywhere near close to perfect though, and it was these imperfections that made me, well, quit. Initially, PGR's story was so slow and a little confusing. It felt like the
what is a little bit convoluted. I think a lot of gacha games suffer from that. They're a little bit convoluted. I don't know if it's a lost in translation thing, or it's just the way like Japanese and Chinese stories are told sometimes. That they tend to all do this a little bit. Sometimes you have to take a check and be like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Let me just think this through, kind of thing. Well, I'll find that anyway. But I am a smooth brain. But I've been enjoying the story quite a lot, and I think that's probably because I've been doing it on stream, and I've just been like, you know, reading stuff out, having a laugh with it, and it's kind of made me a little bit more attached to what's going on. But I like the whole premise of the story. Obviously, it's a bit tropey. It's kind of like a zombie apocalypse kind of thing, but it's done with machines. I'm here for that. I love myself some zombie apocalypses. Put them in machines. We're good. We're cooking.
same old tired plot that was used many times before. A post-apocalyptical era. Humans create androids or constructs. The constructs are treated badly by everyone except for you, the protagonist. Some constructs
Hey, it's tropey. It's tropey. Sometimes I like a good trope, though. I do. I must admit, I'm shameless. I like a good trope.
go rogue and then join the bad guys, you know, blah blah blah. After a few chapters and thinking that it would just get better, I didn't feel that engaged anymore. I wanted a more immersive narrative that would keep me on the edge of my seat, but sadly, Robot Michelin Man's backstory didn't do it for me. I also noticed, or started to notice, how dull everything looked. The lackluster palette in PGR made the world feel lifeless. Too lifeless.
I'll give him that. First few areas, or so far what I've played in the game, everything is a little bit grey, a little bit bland. But it makes sense for the setting of the game. But I am a person that I do like a nice bit of vibrancy. I like it to be bright. I like a lot of contrast. It's one of the big things I love about Zenless Zone Zero. It's colourful, it's bright. You know, things are it's eye candy, you know what I mean?
lifeless, and other graphical aspects didn't help out much either. It took so long for the community to take Roland seriously. I mean, look at this clown. He looks like an emo kid from high school parading about how much he's such a rebel, and then pulls out the lunchbox that his mom made for
He's a bit edgy. He's a bit edgy.
his lunch. And let's not forget the grind. Those repetitive tasks made my fingertips ache and my motivation wane. There was no autoplay feature.
It's because you're playing on a pad, bro. It's got autoplay now, hasn't he? Once you've cleared certain things, you can just you can auto clear them now, can't you? For me, so far, I'm in the honeymoon phase though. I don't mind doing the repetitive stuff because the combat's just so much fun.
Feature to speed up the most tedious endeavors. Overall, it seemed like in the long term, the game just wasn't for me. The final nail in the coffin was when I and many others rolled in the wrong gacha for Alpha. Collecting enough black cards for a 10 pull took ages back then if you had a life and weren't a whale. And seeing that I couldn't even hit
I love how content creators always pretend like, yo, I've got a life, I ain't got time for this. It's like, yeah, right, bro, yeah, right.
pity really hit me hard. So that was it. I had enough and I turned my back on the game. I even made a shitty meme video praising for how good it was, but I still had to say farewell. Farewell to a disappointment. Genshin Impact was coming out soon, and that was supposed to be a suitable replacement for the void that PGR left. I quit Genshin Impact after a few months. It lasted
I love his tone of just, I'm a broken man.
longer than PGR, but man, it had some similar problems like tedious grinding, a ruthless gacha, and a mediocre Disney story. The worst part
Hey, let's not pretend some of that stuff's still there as well, and that fucking floaty thing over there.
was the community. I didn't want to be a part of that trash. But you know what they say? Time heals all wounds. I decided to check back on PGR. It was well over a year since I quit the game, so I figured there were some significant improvements. After downloading the game on my emulator and feeling excited to go back to a game that I
Oh man, so this was pre-PC client as well. See, I think sometimes that's why it's nice to get into a game not on launch. Now, don't get me wrong, I like to play many games on launch, but I think sometimes in the gacha space, it's good not to be there on launch. Now, I wouldn't take back the fact that I was there from day one with Wuthering Waves because I've been loving the game. I think sometimes it's nice to come in a little bit late because you don't have to deal with all of the early crap. You know, the stuff that gets tweaked, the stuff that gets removed, new stuff gets added, quality of life things get brought into the game. They might get a little bit more generous, systems are improved, and it's just an overall better experience to come into. And because of them being gacha games, you have a lot more content to go through, so you don't get burnt out so easily between those content gaps. Perfect example for me was Genshin. I came into Genshin in 2023, I did. So I had so much story to go through. I didn't feel that like drought in between massive updates. So I was able to fly all the way right through to Sumeru. You know what I mean? Or it was, I can't remember if it was it just launching then? We just finished Inazuma. And I still haven't played since then, actually. But you know, it was a great time. I really enjoyed it. And I think I enjoyed it a lot more than what I would have if I'd have actually played the game from launch.
thought I loved. I arrived at the welcome back screen, which played, you know, the nice little cutscene. After the cutscene, though, I was bombarded with notices of new features, items, stories, gameplay mechanics, character gotchas, you name it.
Your boy in played solo leveling a rise. Holy cow, bro. They even tried to bribe you to come into the store by giving you a few free gems. It's like, hey, here's a couple of crumbs, man. Come in the store, have a look. And then, after an hour, roast ya that you've been playing the game and you really should go and touch grass.
And
It's like, what do you want from me?
it turned me off. It felt like I missed out on too much, which was true. The feeling of guilt and FOMO rushed over me until I didn't want to play anymore. This sounds so dramatic, like I was getting back with my ex, but it really happened, multiple times. Over the course of the next few months, I would do this 2 more times, and each time I would either feel that sensation of fear that I missed too much, or laziness that I would have to set up my emulator again for the controls I wanted. One thing was certain though, I kept trying to come back. Let's get to the point now. I finally overcame those feelings because of 2 things. Number 1, Alpha Crimson Weave dropped on CN. After seeing her gameplay, it ignited something within me that was more than just motivation to get back into the game.
Yeah, she's
it was
fun to
something
use.
like, damn, she looks so cool and so fun to play. Also this. The second thing that made me come back was the announcement that PGR was going to have a PC client. Let's fast forward to today and my thoughts on the game. I've been playing daily since coming back, which was around the end of January. This was during the Surviving Lucem event, which sparked a lot of hype in the community because it was widely considered to have the darkest but richest story so far in the game. I've yet to catch up because there's just so much story to read through, and it would have been a lot faster if it wasn't for one fact. The story is hella good now. I love how involved you as the self-insert commandant are in every aspect of the story. It's so badass and immersive.
姉さんを救える方法は一つだけ。
It's anime as hell, this game is, isn't it?
The graphics have improved significantly, and with the help of the PC client, it'll look even.
Yeah, I was saying that myself. Obviously, I know I'm playing on PC, but for a game that came out in 2019, and is at its heart a mobile game, of course it is, but I know we've got a PC client. The game looks like a mobile game, you know, well, I suppose not necessarily a mobile game on PC. It looks like a game that's dated, and I guess kind of like a mobile game, I take it back. But it looks good at the same time. I don't mind it. It doesn't look bad, you know? Again, this is what I was talking about earlier, this idea that Kuro are working on another game and the thoughts are it's going to be an open world game. I hope it's not. I hope it kind of acts as like a spiritual successor to PGR, in my opinion, because I feel like a game more visually upgraded, more designed for modern devices now could be insane with the sort of combat that you get in PGR, in my opinion, just with all the modern bells and whistles attached to it. I think it'd be fire.
Better. There are channels on YouTube dedicated to showing off how amazing the animation team is over at Kuro Games. At least for the newer ones, each character has an insane level of detail after every attack. It's the little things that give life to a game. Yeah, tedious tasks are still there, but nowhere near as bad as they were before. Auto-clear was implemented into the game a while back, and there are ways that a returning commandant can catch up. It's like they've been listening to community feedback and have been diligent in improving their game based on what they receive.
I think this is one thing that Kuro have learned to do. I think we've got to give credit where credit's due here. A lot of people think I'm a Kuro glazer, but I just like to respect developers that respect the player base. And of course, they're a business. I'm not naive, but they definitely seem like they care about the products they put out and they've got a passion. But not only putting out a game that's wanting to be profitable, but they want people to enjoy it. And I like that. In the modern gaming space now, when you've got a lot of developers and publishers putting stuff out that sometimes actively kind of dislike the player base and the community that they're aiming the game towards and kind of ignore them and are not transparent and don't care about updates that people beg for years. It's nice to see a company that's like, hey, look, we're here to make money, but we also want to give a good product, man. I think it deserves a little bit of glazing. It does.
As I can tell, the devs over at Kuro Games seem to really care about the community, and it's hard to find someone that doesn't appreciate that. The game still isn't perfect, but that's okay because no game is or ever will be perfect. Depending on when this video is released, the PC client is out or close to being out, and I hope the hype brings more players in. The developers, listening intently to the players' voices, have injected vitality into the game. With regular events, updates, and improvements, Punishing Gray Raven has become a living, breathing entity that continues to evolve and surprise us. But what truly sets this game apart is the soul that permeates every pixel, the stories weaved, the friendships forged, and the moments of triumph and despair. Punishing Gray Raven has become more than just a game. It's a journey that.
I'll say apparently there's like $60 skins, yeah, where you can like you can purchase a skin and then it's got like a little like companion quest along with the skin apparently, which is interesting. Not something I'm probably going to do, but it's kind of cool that skins have got like a little story attached to them, I guess, almost like they're a separate character, which has inevitably become companion quests in WuWa.
Which is the core of our gaming souls. But seriously, this is just the beginning. It's the type of game that only gets better and better, and that's especially the case in global since we already know all the goodness of what's coming. Join me. Join us. And together we will embark on a journey that will leave us breathless and wanting more. I mean, literally, I want more than just one copy of every character, but I'm no whale and I suck at the game anyway, so getting SSS isn't gonna make much of a difference. Anyhow, let's keep the spirit of Punishing Gray Raven alive. Peace.
That was a good video, that was actually. I enjoyed that. The journey of a gamer. This can be attached to many different games, really, can't it? the discovery of a new game, feeling it, then falling out of love, taking a break, coming back, feeling the pains of getting back into the game, and then inevitably falling in love all over again. You know, it's a tale as old as time itself, or as old as gaming. Yeah, great video that was, actually. I like this dude's vibe. Yeah, I'm having a blast with PGR. Again, I'm glad I came into the game a little bit later. I think it's given me an insight that I think I appreciate more than if I'd have started. I think I might have maybe got burnt out earlier on. You know, games like Snowbreak, I played that right from the get-go. Kind of got burnt out. Game's got a lot of stuff in the game now that's kind of cool. A lot of fan service. Not as good as this, but, you know, you get my point. Great video. Eisen, check him out. Show some love. Started PGR a few months ago. Happy I started this late. The game has meat on its bones. Early story is very bad. The best, but past C9, it kicks into high gear. I've heard a lot of people say the story gets really good around about chapter 9 through 11, I think they were saying it was. And chapter 17 is supposed to be a banger or something. Also, save yourself the heartache of trying to find what to read next. Interludes is not skippable, often including extremely vital lore building. Right, okay. They only care because their game is not doing well. I don't know. I don't think they'd care because the game's not doing well. I think, like, I've said this before. I think if Kuro were in Huyo's position, maybe we wouldn't see so much transparency and so much replying to feedback and trying to change things. But also at the same time, I think you could say that, and it's a hypothetical, of course, we don't know, but I still think it has to be respected. We've got to give credit where credit's due. There's so many bad actors in this space that just do not care about the things they're making. And you can see these devs do, you know what I mean? They do. Now, whether, like I say, whether that'd change if they was making 90 million every month, every single month, and crushing it, might be a different situation. But I'd like to think there'd be some of that still there, you know? I'd like to think there'd be still that passion there. You know, everybody's different. Some people can make it and have still got the passion for the things they do. Some people get jaded and, you know, the money rolls in and they want to do different things and they forget about the things that's got them there and they want to try a bit at the hand and a bit of everything. That's also true as well. But we'll never know that, will we? Unless, you know, we'll look back in a year and Wuthering Waves is at the top of revenue every month. Don't think that's going to happen, though. Because it seems like that from the get-go, they kind of design the games as passion projects that are quite generous. You know, just in the way they've done things. Kuro could have done things a lot different from the get-go in this game in regards to maximizing profits and probably earned more money. Maybe not ever had such positive feedback, but would have probably earned more money. And I think they've gone for the route that if they can garner critical acclaim, eventually it'll come. You know, the old adage of if you build it, they will come. I think that's what Kuro are trying to do, aren't they? Whether it'll work, we don't know, you know? It's obviously worked enough in regards to PGR because 5 years later, the game has an end of service. So they're obviously at a point where they can make enough money that it's worth keeping the game going. And I hope we just get there with Wuthering, really. I don't need Wuthering to be sitting at the top of the boards. I just need it to be making enough money that 5 years later, Wuthering Waves is still putting out great content, still doing really well. And it's a fun game for me to play. Because at the end of the day, it's not like I'm playing a multiplayer game. Servers and numbers of players don't really matter, do they? It's just what you're getting in terms of quality. WuWa players overall has 50% higher revenue than MiHoYo, according to Sensei. What they're doing, their fans open their wallets significantly more than MiHoYo players. When you look on the revenue charts, they're not, though, are they? The thing is, though, is we don't know PC earnings. That's the thing. We don't know PC earnings, so... And in my opinion, I think it's probably skewed in a sort of like 60-40, 70-30 when it comes to Wuthering Waves, just because the way I look at it, Wuthering Waves is kind of just, it's a game that's on mobile, but it's not really a mobile game. You know what I mean? It's not, like, just mechanically, just how it runs, the style, the graphics, everything. It just happens to have a mobile client because they know that there's a lot of potential cash spending going on mobile. So, for my opinion, I think if they're making 10 million, let's just say roundabout number, they make 10 million a month on mobile. I wouldn't be surprised if it's round about 15 million, maybe up to 20 million potentially on PC. Now, obviously, I'm just putting that out my ass, but most people tend to play this game on PC, and then when the PlayStation drops as well, it's opening up another massive market, and I think a lot of people who are playing on mobile now, who might be free to play, might end up becoming spenders, people who have dabbled with the game, but it melts the phone or they don't want to play on a touch screen, they're going to then jump onto the PlayStation version. So, yeah, What's going on, John Axe? The fact that we're getting RTX, yep, can't wait for that. Can't wait for that. Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's one of those games. It's a PC game. It just happens to have a mobile client, whereas like other games, and I kind of think Genshin's a little bit like that. Really, Genshin's kind of like, really, it feels like a PC game that just happens to be on mobile as well. Not so much. You can definitely see it working a lot better on mobile, just in regards to where the combat works. But just from a combat standpoint, Wuthering Waves is designed in such a way that massive respect to people who play it on mobile, because I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it, but I respect it. But yeah, I agree with that, John Axe. I think it just happens to be on mobile. It is a PC game through and through for me. That's why it coming to PlayStation is big. It is big. I want to watch this video as well. This is a game that I've yet to play. It's on Steam. You know what? The main reason I haven't played this game yet is because apparently when you went onto the loading screen or the menu, it didn't have a frame cap and it was going into the thousands of FPS, and some people were having issues with the graphics cards. Don't know how true that is, but I was just like kind of like, whoa, hey, I think I'm going to stay away from that. But we're going to watch this video. Let me just go get a drink now and I'll be back in a minute. Eastern PC market is growing a lot. Black Myth Wukong sold like 8. Yeah, agree. People are getting more disposable income around the world, aren't they? Especially in the East, you know, Southeast Asia, China, you know, even like places like India and stuff as well. Where is dying in second month already? I don't think it's dying. It's had a dip in revenue, but I don't think it's dying. This dip was expected though, wasn't it, with what they've done with the free 5-star and stuff. And this is the thing we don't know about. We don't know overheads for companies. I think it's safe to say a company like MiHoYo has dramatically higher overheads than a company like Kuro in regards to staff, marketing, rent, buildings, you know, freaking property portfolios, all this sort of stuff. I was saying this before. You could have a game that makes 50 million a month, and then I doubt that Hoyo's at this sort of level, but it might cost you 40 million a month in regards to what it's costing you to run the game. Probably not. So you're making 10 million profit. You might have a game that makes 20 million a month, but it makes 15 million in profit because their overheads are 5 million a month. It's just, we don't know these things, do we, as well? You know what I mean? I definitely don't think Wuthering Waves is dying. I think the problem is that everything gets compared to Hoyo in regards to revenue, and you're always going to come up short. Do you know what I mean? You're always going to come up short because they are just on another level of cash flow in regards to what they get, and you're just going to look like you're failing, aren't you? I think that's a problem sometimes. Comparison's a theft of joy, isn't it? Because I've had some people say that to me, like, as well, that the game's already dying. I'm like, what metric are we using to say that it's dying? That it's dropped down in revenue, or are they in a negative? Are they in the red? Are they losing money? You know, we don't know any of these things, do we? I think, what was the idea? That it cost 100 million to make Wuthering Waves. Well, what was it they made in the first month? They made like something like 50 million, and then we've seen like 29 million, and then like what, 15, 20 million, and that's all on mobile. Let's say double that, because people forget this when it comes to the revenue on the gacha revenue. That's all mobile. People keep forgetting that. As I said, WuWa's skewed definitely more to people playing on PC. And Straight Jack talking about 30 million is a lot of money. Yeah, and like I say, we need to think about potentially doubling that, if not more, because that's just mobile. I think sometimes people forget that. Like you know, it's like, look at Zenless Zone Zero, 100 million. that could have been looking at nearly 200 million they made on Zenless on the first month. It's like, that's crazy. Whereas live server, open world usually costs 200 million per year. Where'd you get those numbers from? Usually multiplayer. If you've got a lot of servers running on multiplayer, I think before I heard a number when BattleBit came out and they had insane numbers of people playing, hundreds of thousands of people, and you're talking about multiplayer servers. I think it was costing about £20,000 a month, maybe a little bit more. And that's multiplayer servers. Do you know what I mean? So the cost is probably going to be higher because it's a more intensive server cost. Do you know what I mean? And you've got to have a lot more overload capability in that regard. I don't know how much it costs, but I don't think it's 200 million a year. That sounds incredibly high, incredibly high. I don't think many of these games would even happen if the server cost was that sort of level, because that's exceptionally high. That is. That would mean that, like, yeah, that's really high. You might be wrong, but you might be right, but I don't think so. Exactly, Roy. More people play Zenless on Zero on PC and console than WuWa. That's probably true, yeah. That's probably can't argue with that. I wouldn't even take that argument, really, because I'd say that probably more people are probably playing Zenless on Zero. I don't think that means that Wuthering Waves is dying, though, just because more people are playing another game. What, me? Now, we've had a big shift in the gacha revenue recently on mobile. A big shift. Do you know what I mean? When you think about it. ZZ made 305 million across all platforms in August. I wouldn't be surprised if it did make that. How do you know the numbers on PC and mobile, PC and console, though? They're usually not reported, are they? That sort of information usually isn't public. Now, could Terra fancy believing around at this point? Maybe development costs could be that much if they had a high amount of staff, but server upkeep is probably a lot lower. Yeah. You're probably talking thousands per month to keep servers up. The more popular a game gets, the more the server cost is. You know, so if your player base is lower, you're going to be having a lower expenditure on servers. That's just a fact. You know, it costs Zenless Zone Zero and Wuthering Wave, and Genshin and Star Rail much more in servers than it would Wuthering Waves, because they've just got way more players hitting the servers. Open world servers cost a fortune. Typically, PvP servers cost a lot more with high tick rates. You know, I don't even know what are the tick rates on Wuthering Waves, because like a lot of the stuff's client side. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Like, I don't think they do cost that much, because I'd imagine a big portion of the stuff is client side, apart from, like, you know, combat side stuff, and then obviously earnings. Like, a lot of the world stuff that's going on is probably going to be handled client side. Do you know what I mean? So and they don't their engine Unreal. What's that? Sorry, what you saying? They don't own their engine. Well, Puyo are in a pre-what's it phase at the moment with regards to pre-research phase, and some games that are going to be sitting on Unreal Engine 5. And I'm pretty sure isn't Genshin on Unity? Does Genshin run on Unity? Heavily modified Unity, yeah. Christ, if you want to talk about costs, Jesus, man. MiHoYo just invested in some nuclear reactors. That's overheads. You know? I don't know about servers. That's overheads. Genshin paper user for their game, but just how it's free due to restructuring of the deal. I don't know the deal with WuWa, but they pay a lot of money for using Unreal Engine 4. You build on the engine. Obviously, you pay to build on the engine, but it doesn't necessarily work like that. I think it's about 5% on Unreal. First 1 million's free, and then after that, I think it's 5%. And when people do that, like 30 million is a lot of money. Right? All right, let's have a look. How much did Wuthering Waves cost? That's R4 already. And I think, is this Wuthering Waves? Chinese game journalist Game Look reports on global reaction of Wuthering Waves and estimates that the game launch will earn at least 300 million. I was looking for actual costs because I've heard some people saying it's about 100 million. Yeah, about 100 million. We don't know that for certain, though. You know, we don't know that for certain. We are buying nuclear reactors. These Kuroshil's talking about competition. It's free for the first million. After the first million, you pay 5%. They get a cut of 5% of profits. Straight jacket. So, Hoyo buying nuclear reactors. These Kuroshil's talking about competition. Explain to me though one thing, right? If that's something that you're using to beat people who enjoy Kuro or enjoy Wuthering Waves or whatever, even though it's weird that we're parasocial with companies. How does Hoyo investing in a nuclear reactor make stamina work better in Genshin Impact? How is it that they've invested in a nuclear reactor, but you can't take Saurians outside of Natlan? How is it that investing in a nuclear reactor has made it that the new system in regards to fucking gear is trash? And if you haven't got the battle pass or go grinding around farming for it, you're looking at potentially 1 to 2 for every couple of months. How is it investing in a nuclear reactor has made it, if you want character boosting movement in that land, you're going to have to be pulling on banners. You know, how is it that like these quality of life changes over 4 years have not happened in the game yet, but they're investing in nuclear reactors? How does that benefit you as a player? Just curiously. You know? Just out of curiosity, I'm curious how that benefits you as a player. Right, so let's look back. Mobile, right? This is all mobile, okay? So, in comparison to other games, yeah, revenue's down and it's a lot lower. But you're still talking, and let's double this. That's the thing you got to do. You got to double this. You know what I mean? You got to double this revenue. You're talking about like fall-offs and stuff. If we use your same argument of because the revenue's dropped, game's dying, I don't think Genshin Impact or Star Rail are dying. But look at this drop-off, bro. What does that say? Is this because the new massive update still had a massive drop, you know? And I'm not even arguing because these revenue charts mean fuck all, really, at the end of the day to us as players. As long as the game makes enough money to go back into the game, you know? You got extra stamina in Teyvat. Oh, man. That investment in a nuclear reactor's got you a bit of extra stamina. Let's go. Let's go. Exactly, Zeal. I love Genshin. I love Star Rail. Up until recently, Star Rail was probably my favourite gacha game. Insane characters. Love the story. Big fan of turn-based combat. I love JRPGs, you know? But I can also see the issues with Huyo as a company. Specifically, it focuses more on Genshin because they even get the benefits in the other games that they don't get in Genshin, which is even more annoying because it's like you'll do it for the other parts of your company, but you won't do it for Genshin. But people just like, well, I'm happy with that, man. I got these, they threw me some crumbs. I'm happy with that. And it's just, I just don't get it. Don't get it. But hey, if you wanna glaze the company, and if that you are a fan of the game, and that makes you feel better to say like, well, this other game's dying, that's how about it, man? How about it? You know what I mean? But anyway, we're getting sidetracked a little bit. Let's check this video out. I'm curious because I'm gonna play this game and I've heard like good things about it. I think a lot of people got caught blind on Steam because this game came out, and I think people were just thinking it was a JRPG because I've seen a lot of negative reviews. But I think a lot of people just like, yo, dude, this game's got shit tons of microtransactions, because I didn't think they realised it was like, you know, the type of game it was. Just don't be parasocial with a company, man. Just enjoy your games. Genshin is more realistic and rewarding for your hard work. Yeah, dude, you're talking shit now. I've been pretty fair. Don't come in here lying to my face that Genshin's more rewarding. Genshin is incredibly tight in what they give you. You know, incredibly tight. You know what I'm saying? So I'll let you fly with all the other stuff, man. But like, don't just lie straight to my face. You know what I mean? Out of all of MiHoYo's games, Genshin is the least rewarding in regards for that sort of stuff. That's why they've implemented systems into their other games that they've refused to implement into Genshin. But anyway, let's get into this video then. Huge Sword of Convallaria drama. What is it? I've been interested in this game, but again, with the uncapped menu frame rate issue, I'm a little bit afraid. I don't want to blow up my graphics card, even though I was probably being stupid thinking that. But let's check the video out from Guitar Rock Gaming. Great content creator. Love a bit of Guitar Rock. Let's see what he's got to say.
Okay, so everyone has been tagging me for this Sword of Convallaria drama.
Oh,
so what is this drama
what
all
is
about? So apparently, it gives content creators $800.
Hey, yo, I need to like reach out to Sword of Convallaria and say, look, man, I'll make games. I'll glaze. Can I have $800 worth of free stuff, please? Please.
Worth of paid currency. Okay, not $800. $800 worth. worth of paid currency.
You can turn that into $800. Well, you can turn it into $400, I guess, if you want to sell your account half price. There you go. Boom. Made you 400 bucks.
While at the same time, being extremely stingy to its player base with money pools. Now, just so you guys know, $800 worth of paid currency is basically $0 because it's virtual currency, alright? This is not real. It's something that's in the game, like your primo gems, your whatever.
Don't tell me that. It's real, man. It buys me waifus. It's real. It's real.
It's only
It's
worth
not
so
fake.
much, right? The game, the developers can just like send it to you. It's no problem whatsoever. You shouldn't look at it that way. I mean, I guess you should look at it that way if you are a player. But for content creators, it's like they don't really look at it that way, right? Because it's something that's like they get from the stuff. That's per month. Dang a lot. Yeah. So let's see. What is the drama then?
Let me just pause this. I'm trying to help explain to you why WuWa is a dead game. Dude, you're helping to explain to us how low IQ you are. That's what you're doing at the minute, straight jacket. Okay? You're doing nothing. You're explaining no reason why anything is a dead game. You're literally just explaining why you're like just a level above a fucking idiot.
51. Okay, let me see. Is this a different Reddit or a YouTube video? I can't
You're
tell.
spamming hard now as well.
It's
You're
a
not even
YouTube
making
video,
words look
but
like words.
It's a Reddit from a YouTube video. Okay, let's see. 51,000 Luxis. Okay.
I want some
So this
Luxis, bro.
content creator right here. I don't know who this is. All right. If any of you guys know, can we see it right here? Okay, it's this one, I assume.
For real, I think that might be what's happening, yeah, when you're talking about comments. Like,
So let's see what was mentioned right here.
you want about me?
How do we know? How do we know that this is not purchased, right? So you can basically see in the screenshot. Dear Voyager, we deeply appreciate the wonderful content you have been creating for sort of.
You know when somebody's like getting angry and getting frustrated because they start to like have massive typos of like, gotta explain to you why you are so stupid and you don't understand that the thing that affects me in no way, I have to explain to you that it's dead. Are you a shareholder for Huyo, bro? Do you make money when Genshin make money, do you? Huh? You know when one of those new board members buys a new yacht or buys a new sports car? Are you like, hey, I made that happen.
Convalaria. As a token of our gratitude, please find your reward attached. We hope you enjoy it. So you can see right there a big, hefty sum of amount. So, boom. Let me zoom in for you guys if you guys can't see. It is going to be 51,000. Whoo, 51,000. Damn, did I get it? I don't think so. I haven't logged into Sword of Cavalera, so I'm not sure. It would be nice
I should have started playing this game, man.
if I get it, but I don't really log into Sword of Cavalera, so yeah. Content creator buffs are real. Content creator buffs. So yeah, 51,000. I don't know how much is it like to do pulls in Sword of Cavalera. I completely forgotten. Was it like 2,000 or 3,000, right?
I'm a hardcore robot now, but but not due to our PGR rights being absolute trolls. See, like I glaze Kuro because I just think that the way they do things, I think deserves some acclaim. But end of the day, like I just play games I enjoy. I don't get parasocial with corporations. You know what I mean? I don't get parasocial with them. Getting things for free takes away the sense of accomplishment. This is where WuWa fails and retains players' no memories or moments. There's a lot more sense of accomplishment in the minute-to-minute gameplay in Wuthering Waves, in my opinions, because it's got a lot more skill expression. It's actually a little bit more difficult as well. It's not a hard game, but it's definitely more difficult than something like Genshin. I'm not saying Genshin hasn't got more difficult content, but I definitely think there's a lot less skill expression. So in that regard, I don't think it is more, gives you a little bit more in that sort of stuff. Now, you might have nostalgia attached to Genshin. That's fair. And memories, can't argue with that. Everybody's got a different thing that touches their soul, so to speak. Or, yeah, you just said that, you know, you don't like getting things for free and then spoke about how, you know, they'll give you some little crumbs and that made you happy. I think you're getting mistaken quality of life and accomplishment. Quality of life is not like, oh, well, I feel accomplished because I've had to trudge across the map because the game doesn't want me to be able to traverse well. You know, I'm not allowed to take things out of this area because this is specifically for this area. I've got a sense of accomplishment. These things, in terms of movement, are locked behind a particular banner I've got a sense of accomplishment because I open my wallet. To me, accomplishment is like when you finish off a boss in a game or when you finish an arc in a game that might have had a little bit of difficulty to it, and you struggled against the machine and you learned a new style of combat and you figured out a pattern on a boss and you won, you know. Not the, hey, I was able to run across a map slightly faster, you know. If I get free characters in a game, end of the day, if it means I don't have to spend more money, that's great, man, because I can spend my money on other things then, and I don't have to spend them on things in game because the corporations made it so difficult to get somewhere and got me so locked in to the mental, you know, freaking loophole of FOMO that I've just got to keep spending and spending and spending. I'd rather not, if I'm honest, and if that means I'm getting no accomplishment, then I'll skip that accomplishment. I really will. You work for stamina, you don't in WuWa, hence why people remember Genshin more. I think you'll find, I think one, you're just talking shit now and you're trolling, which is fine because it's funny sometimes. Two, there is no accomplishment in having to work for your stamina. You know, there's no accomplishment in that, in my opinion. Having a fundamental movement system in an open world game of like, hey, you don't get to move around fun here. You've got to work for the fun, bro. That's not fun. You know what I mean? So yeah, just got to say that. Genshin story. Oh man, I like Genshin. Like, I am not hating on Genshin. Genshin is fire. Fire. You know what I mean? I just think, personally, I prefer Wuthering Waves. And I'm not even talking about the story, yeah, just as a game. I just think that Kuro are killing it on quality of life updates. And I just think that if you like a game like Genshin, which I do, you should be critical of things that should have been added into the game years ago and still haven't been. And when they are, they're kind of like half-baked and not really done the way they should be. And it's a shame, really. But, you know, if you want to be happy about that, that's fine, man. That's fine.
But anyway, this is a lot, right? This is a lot. If you convert that to any other game, that's going to be a lot of pulls, right? For sure. Now, what is the drama then, right? So what are people not happy with? People are not happy with, let's see, let's read the essay. 600 views on a video?
Bruh, I definitely should have gotten this. I could get 600 views on a video for $750 worth of currency on a game that I'm not interested in. Sign me up, man. Sign me up.
$750 worth of currency. 600 views on the video. I don't think you can get this much.
Xbox achievement unlocked, waiting for closure and death.
I don't think that's the case.
Hey.
I think this is basically
what is it?
what
was that from
money,
now?
Right? So
what game? What was that now? That it was you'll feel a sense of accomplishment. Oh, which company tried to use that now when it came into microtransactions and everybody went mental about it as if that's some sort of sense of accomplishment? Is it like, yeah, I spent money on it? I can't remember what that was now.
It has to be like.
I don't know if it was like, was that Ubisoft or EA?
So this guy only make all his videos equals to 600 views, or one video is 600 views? Because I don't think it's.
I think it was, wasn't it, Ubisoft? I can't remember what that was about now. I'm sure it was.
It doesn't actually cost the studio anything, so it doesn't matter how bad the ratio is.
No, but that League of Legends skin was insane.
Case, right?
Oh, dude. Oh, I'm gonna have to look it up. Hold up. Oh man, I'm just trying. Oh. Which company was it that said that now? Oh, what was that about? Oh, you've got me thinking now about that. The League of Legends skin was crazy though. I think it might have been Ubisoft. It was either Ubisoft or EA. Something came out in the game now and there was like it's a sense of accomplishment, but it was all based on microtransactions basically. And it was just like, what? That's it as well. Surprise mechanics as well. That was another one. That PR speak, man. Oh, you gotta love it. Hey, I respect the grind, you know? I respect the grind. Was it EA for Star Wars? It was, yeah. It was, wasn't it? That League of Legends skin was wild though, bro. Wild. Man, it's a shame as well what happened to Battlefront 2 on launch, because that game's fire. The battle chest, is that what it was? Worst part is the skin actually farm, really. Oh, I agree, Zeal. I agree. Gamers, I said this before. As gamers, we are incredibly quick to tell developers what's wrong with the game. We offer up very little in solutions a lot of the time. Sometimes we do, but most of the time we're quick to say bad, 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 bad. And then we don't necessarily offer up solutions. And when we do, we internalize it and specify it to our individual self. So we don't necessarily think of the overall community when we think of good things. And that's why sometimes a good developer, that's where a good developer steps in and goes, right, we've listened and we've listened to a bunch of stuff, and then we're going to try and take that on and bring you something that we think will work for everybody. It might not be the best for everybody. It'll be a bit that middle ground that'll be, you know, the right thing. Too picky and broke as fuck. But I agree with that, Zeal. We are gamers as a whole can be you know, a bit what's it in that side. I understand that it's a business, but games is art, and art is not based on the act of creating beauty will ultimately fail. Yeah, that's deep, man. That's beautiful. That's beautiful, that is. But yeah, I agree. I think this is what happened with Concord, because we was watching a JT Smash video the other day, and I actually disagreed with him on a lot of stuff. And it was more that, like, the way he was speaking about one of the artists, because you could tell she was emotional after what had happened, which is understandable. She did make a comment about these weirdos will have no games to play, which was a dumb comment to make. But she said something that I'd been saying for weeks, what I thought was the case, that the design of characters in Concord wasn't designed by designers and artists. It was designed by committee, and she pretty much said that. Middle management had so much interference in the design of that game that it took away the artistic sense of the game. And you got these characters that were designed for committee, for specific groups to aim at, hoping that these people who don't care about your thing will never be your customer, will become a customer, and alienated the customer base, basically. So yeah, I agree with what you're saying there, to be fair. Shadow of Mordor went too far and put the spotlight on gaming tactics. What's that about now? What's that about, dude? That feeling you get when you stand in front of a statue past Great Man is intense. The men thinks a Rome weekly meme is real.
Because now here's the thing, right? As a content creator, right, myself, and I have participated in some of these content creator program before. I would rather they give me money, actually. I would rather they give me money than to give me like 10,000 or 20,000, 30,000 of the premium currency, because that value is practically zero. Because if you don't play the game anymore, it's practically zero. It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, for real. If I'm going to work with some sort of a deal with a company, I'd definitely rather take the money, for sure, because then I can decide if I want to spend a little bit of that money on the game. But I won't turn my nose up at nearly $1,000's worth of currency in a video game. I ain't going to say no, but definitely agree. Cash moolah, money is better.
And if the game dies, it's practically zero. But it's like, as a company, you ideally, like, it's best for you to do that, because you're basically not giving out money. You're giving out virtual currency, which is not real, right? So therefore, like, you save money. You save money a lot in that case. Yeah. And this is how most company does things. Generally, it's
Smart.
just how it works, right?
Smart.
That's what it is. These content creators,
you're giving somebody perceived value, basically. That's
They're
potentially going to create you real value from people watching the content.
Maybe it's like an accident thing, right? I assume. If you can make paying customers angry, they can give away a large amount of paid currency that easy. You can make paying customers angry. I'm not sure if paying customers will be angry though. Why would they be angry? If it did, they wouldn't do this. I don't understand. Why the minus 46? If it did, they wouldn't do this. Minus 46. Ooh, that's a lot of minus, man. Never say that, alright? Never say that. Luck sites don't put food on the table. That's true, right? It's basically a rule to not show things like this. Ideally, yeah. It could be like a careless mistake on its end.
Well, yeah, you
Players
would
are
think so.
already
You'd
living
think
in droves.
you would think typically that sort of stuff would come with some kind of NDA in that regards, potentially. Of course, you've got to show that you've usually been involved with the company in regards to an ad or a sponsor or something like that. But if you're getting in-game currency, you would think that there would. Actually, I don't know. I don't know the rules on YouTube like that. You might have to, because you're not getting paid though, are you? So I guess it's different because it's not really a sponsored deal in that regard. I'm not too sure how YouTube does things like that. So I know if it's a sponsored deal in the sense that, hey, they have given you a monetary incentive to provide content on this game, you've got to let people know in some form or another, whether it's verbal, whether it's a hashtag ad, whether it's something on screen, whether it's something in the description, in the title, whatever it might be. But when it comes to in-game rewards, does it work the same? I don't know if it does.
Myself included, so yeah. This ain't gonna go over well with an already heavily
And if you didn't have to show that off, I would imagine the game company would rather you kept it quiet as well.
Anyway, gacha die from idiotic mismanagement greed all the effing time. And on the note, I use this just to comment on how pissed off I am, man. Besides War of the Visions, this was their sin to lose. No other real tactical.
At the end of the day, though, I don't think I suppose greed to a degree, but at the same time, we've seen some games be incredibly greedy and do very well, and then people will die on the altar of defending that greed. So maybe not.
RPG game like Final Fantasy Tactics, and they still managed to F it all up from the grid, just like Exo's Heroes, one of the first high-end 3D gacha RPGs, and they could have had the world, yet management bombed the whole IP. Damn, the game is gonna die just because of this? Damn. I don't think the game is gonna die just because of this, come on. Just because one content creator get 51,000 premium currency? People like what game that why corpo do it. These kids have so much to say for something this minuscule. He's so mad, man. He's so mad. This Sword of Cholera was supposed to be the best game. Sword of Cholera was supposed to be the Exos Heroes killer. I mean, Exos Heroes is already dead. Sword of Cholera was supposed to be the Final Fantasy Tactics replacer.
Hey, look, that's a big ask. That's a big ask.
But now, the management bombed the whole IP. Wow. What else? It sucks. I was enjoying the non-pay-to-win story. But outside of that, the constant banners had me feeling fatigue. Okay.
That's the worst what a gacha game can do, isn't it? If you go into making, if you go into like gating your story and making like hard DPS checks come into your story and kind of like gating it in regards to being free to play, that's a dumb move. The best way to bring people in on a gacha game is give a really cool story, allow people to play through the entirety of it for free, and then have all of your extra stuff on the sides that push people into spending. Because I think once you start really gating the story, then that turns people off rapidly because they're like, yeah, I can't get through this now, and it's grinding to a halt, and I'm not enjoying it anymore. And sometimes even if you're a low spender, some games can do that, and that's not good at all. That's a one-way ticket to end the service, in my opinion. This is a different
issue entirely, right? You're allowed to feel fatigued by the constant banners. It has nothing to do with this content creator receiving this amount of luck sites, right? This is a different issue.
Yeah.
The constant banners has nothing to do with that. And also they did mention before that they want to catch up to Taiwan server or something. Was it Taiwan or China? I can't remember. I think it's Taiwan server. Yeah, so I call it Taiwan server. Getting paid with
lost my shame to an unclean woman in a seedy motel in 1992.
What are they mad about?
Sounds like a good time.
I have no idea actually. I'm kind of curious. What are they actually upset? I'm guessing it's the views maybe? Because this guy didn't get much views.
I'd like to have a dirty night in a seedy American motel.
They can literally materialize the gems out of nowhere. Literally printing gacha pools. Lemao. Okay, yeah, that's true. This is true actually. It actually is a problem. On the horizon, there's a new content that players compete with each other on a leaderboard. So the more units with more dupes, the better the result. So this is a detriment for the general player base. So he's mad because this content creator get 51,000 and then this content creator can get a lot of dupes. And this guy is a free to play, and in PvP, he's getting destroyed in the leaderboards. Now I understand the drama. Because as a kid, you never want a content creator to destroy you with all these extra luck sites, right? But It's just one. How many content
My
creators
favorite YouTuber absolutely destroyed me in game, man. Fuck him. Fuck the game. I'm done.
are there? Is there a lot of content creators? If you don't like the game, just leave. Why is it that everyone is saying the reward is given to him just for one video? I was under the impression that
It's not all it's cracked up to be, especially when you realise you're probably laying in someone else's man gravy. Yeah. Yeah, when you put it like that. Definitely not a place you want to go in with a what's it light. What they're called. You know, like the UV lights. Yeah.
this is given based off.
What's that in there? Is it a movie? Or it's Family Guy in it, I think, when they use on those white lights. And like and there's not just stains everywhere. And they're like a goat standing on the bed. Under the black light, like shines it around. There's like farmyard animals on the bed or something.
1 month of videos. Because people probably don't know how things work and people are trying to stir up drama and that's probably okay. Let's go to Sword of Convalera Reddit. Sword of Convalera Reddit.
Oh, I think I'm getting bored of this drama. It's nothing big, really. Is it? Yeah, a bunch of content creators got free stuff. It's an advertising thing. I get it. I suppose it's making people salty and not content creators. I guess the best thing to do if you're really annoyed about that is not making videos on it, man. If you can get $750 worth of content in the game for 600 views, hey, you know, I think that's attainable for a lot of people out there. It's not like they're asking for 50,000 views a video like a lot of companies would expect. So, you know, can't be too mad at that, really. Should we jump into some WuWa? Let's jump into some WuWa, shall we? Let's jump into some WuWa, Stewie. Get into some WuWa. Bit of WuWa. Bit of WuWa. Yeah, yo, guys, if you are watching on YouTube as well, be sure to drop a like on the stream. It's very much appreciated. If you're watching on Twitch, appreciate you hanging out, guys. Remember as well, I put a video up today. Pinned comment in both chats. Check it out. Let me know what you think. PGR video. We'll have a Blue Protocol video probably going up a little bit later today. I have got a video that's not a reaction video that I need to put together and edit. That I did kind of talking about the Hoyo game. Well, games, but specifically the shooter game that's rumored to be being worked on, because I'm very much interested in that, because obviously I like shooter games. It's a, you know, first-person shooters, third-person shooters, kind of my thing. So if we get like an anime style first-person, third-person kind of gacha game, potentially open world as well, if it is linked to Project X, which was supposed to come out in 2021 actually, then sign me up. So I did talk about that a lot, but I still haven't got the video up yet. I might get that up tomorrow, maybe. Room looks like a Jackson Pollock painting, right? I only put that video up a few hours ago about PGR. And there's already people arguing about ZZZ has better music and visual animations, and Honkai Impact 3's still the GOAT. Hey, I'm here for it, you know. I don't mind people arguing in my comment sections. It's just funny. It cracks me up, you know. I love it, I do. I love watching people argue the toss of a video game. It's like, stop it, man. Get some help. Stop it. Funny to watch though, really, you know. It is in him. It is. My dad's harder than your dad's. Break. I don't know why sometimes people can't just enjoy things. Give me a second here. I'm gonna have to get past my initial like 20 seconds of lag because this game always does it. I don't know why. I have to have this. I have to have this. Always the same. And then the game room never have any issues with the games. Always when I first log in. It's like server ping issue or something. I don't know. Maybe it's because the servers are costing 200 million to run and they're like, oh man, this dickhead's on again, bro. That's just cost us 80 grand to log him in. You know? Come on. Okay, I think it's something. Alright. So, we've claimed Zhang Liao. We've only built him up to level 20. We haven't done anything with him yet. I haven't even used him yet. We haven't done any of the new event either. Where is it? Or is it the Duecoid's Dream of Electric Sheep? We'll do that. We've got the last, we've got this new event as well. Another exploration event, which is good. Oh, shit, didn't mean to do that. Pardon me. Where are we? And, what's it? Where is he? Elusive Realm. We've got the last level to do that in, I think, as well. What else have we got to do? Liu Zhangli Yao, yeah. Yeah. We just need to bring Danjin into the squad. Yeah, do level 6. Phantom's Dream is 4th. Elusification. Yeah, that's probably the hardest one, really. Clear Carnival in Summerland, level 6 as well, yeah. So, yeah, we could do all of those. We've got the new event as well. Let's just do my dailies, and then we'll start doing that, shall we? What we got? We need to start cracking on with our podcast as well. Actually, so we'll probably do the Tacit Fields and the Overlord class stuff as well on the weekly. Let's go spend our wave plates first. I think I'm gonna do some shell credits. I think that's what I'm gonna do, boys and girls. Well, actually, I've got my stamina as well. Actually, so yeah. Ooh. I don't know. Actually, I might do.
Plan with convention.
Where is he? I might do some more mats for you.
The experiment begins.
As well. Let's get him assembled, actually.
Even greater things with metal.
Even greater things.
Is there a particular thing you desire? Please.
Shorekeeper and Camellia, buddy. If you can help out with that, I'll be very happy. Very happy.
An interesting new perspective.
Let's get him leveled up.
Thank you. Now I should be able to further improve my prosthetic arm's energy output.
Oh, is he good for credits? Is he? Okay. Alright, we need to do his weeklies as well, don't we? Let's go fight the Tempest Mephis, shall we? Let's do it. Hashtag Radman, hashtag Roadman.
Make it fast.
I think I've got the shiny of him, haven't I? Oopsie. Let's do this as well. I'll do the Tacit Field as well first, actually, because I need to defy Tacit Fields, don't I? Let's do that. Dude, I love Chang Li's audio, man. She just like sounds so good, doesn't he? You know? Is it just me that really gets something out of her audio, or what? It's one thing I like about Liv as well, actually. Like her Dodge audio just sounds, I don't know, it's just music to my ears kind of thing, like.
I shall lead the way. Fast and starlight. Strike fast.
That was a bit mean.
Thunder guide us. Bloom. Life is in everything.
Is she going to be able to have a break soon when Shorekeeper drops? Will Verena be able to get a day off? I don't know, will she? What do you reckon?
Mind's eye. Together we fight. Together we vanish.
Child labour laws are going to be Catching up to us soon.
Triumph through sacrifice. Leave
Mess
it
up
to
then.
me. Your strike is one. Together we vanish.
Be reduced to cinders. My blade burns.
Novarina on the account. Yeah, fuck it, I'll claim him. It's not too bad. Hey, no, that's not too bad as well, actually. Oh, crap. I'm never against a flat attack.
Flying harmony. Together we vanish. Together we fight.
I might bring the old Crayon Eater boy back in just for a bit of love, considering he's getting a rerun. You know?
Moment of awakening. Lend me your strength. I shall find harmony.
I'm a bit of a Wuthering Waves glazer though, man. You know? I do really like combat in the game. It's just so fluid and tight, you know what I mean? I must admit though, PGR's combat's growing on me so fast. Like, the more I play the game, the more I'm just impressed.
Lend me your strength.
You know?
Luminous energy.
Have you not lost a 50-50 yet? Let's go. I lost on Jinsei, but I got her after about another. I was lucky I had enough asteroids to go again, and I got her like, I think it was about 30 pulls after I failed down. And I found my 50-50 on Jinsei as well. Everybody else I've been quite lucky on. Like Changli, I got her in like 20 pulls, something like that.
Oh, stars, heed my calling.
Saving up for Gian. Yeah, I think Gian's good for the account, I do. Like, you know, don't get me wrong, there's people who can put out bigger numbers than him, but just how simple he is to get the numbers that he gets. And, the fact that, his CC is great as well. You know what I mean? I love his CC for, like overworld stuff as well. Things like that, tacit fields, everything, you know what I mean? Going in the opposite direction. I'm blind or something. One unique QTE box, yeah. The QTE system, you can tell, was kind of like the precursor almost to like intros and outros as well. I'm doing it again. Because I've got that tracking, haven't I? Idiot. I'm just going off my tract.
I shall lead the way. Together we vanquish.
Troll, bro. Straight up troll. I need to get down there, don't I? Yeah. I always forget that. Me always forget, boys. Me always forget. I got super lucky with Jeje, got her in 3 pulls. Yeah, that pains me. At the same time, though, gotta look at the other side of the coin. It means a guaranteed shortkeeper, you know? So, I find playing exclusively male characters makes gacha games more challenging.
Soar against the winds.
Might be because a lot of time the male characters just not as good, are they? Not always the case, like, you know, but... Evil be cleansed. Hey. Not happening, bro. Totally missed my rotation then.
Leave it to me. Watch out. Together we vanish.
Beckon the divine.
Totally messed up my rotation, or whatever.
Together we vanish. Fine harmony.
And you can tell I've had a few days off this. I'm waiting for my free ping.
The sky beckons.
You know? Where's me free ping?
Thunder dried up. Sacred light.
Soul is mine. Give me 3. Give me 4. Actually, that's what I need at the minute. It's a, is it
May
the
I
monster?
pray for
I don't remember.
anything specific for
Was it
you?
the,
It would be my honor.
You got
The
4, yeah?
experiment begins.
Sweet. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll get some of them. Let's do a couple because we're gonna go up a few more levels, aren't we?
Onwards.
Let's just get a couple anyway. Actually, play the dialogues. What's this here? Spectral damage. And why are you doing it to me, bro? That's why we need some way to pick main stat and sub stat, you know? I'm sick and tired of getting, like, ice stuff with Spectral or Spectral stuff with Havoc or whatever, you know, vice versa. Best part of WuWa combat is the aerial combat. There's no reason why it's there. It's there. It's awesome. Yeah, agree. I love the aerial combat. There's a lot of things I like about the combat in this game, actually. Do you know one thing I'd like to be added into the game, though? And I specifically thought about this more so with the GL Chillone, is because you just know how long it takes to spawn in, and then when you don't get an echo, how freaking long it takes to die. Is that there was some sort of like bait material. So you could have a bait material in your bag, you could use it, and then you know when you're here waiting for a calamity class to respawn, they just instantly come back. It just brings them back in. I think that'd be a good system, don't you reckon?
Onwards. Onwards.
Nigerian combat is required taste. Most people don't like it. It makes the game clunky.
I should lead the way.
You are.
Together we vanish.
From defense to offense.
Wings.
Fuck that up.
Triumph through seconds.
Dude, my dodging is off point today.
Who's the caged bird now?
Mind's eye. When he was strength. Fine harmony. Fluorescent shadows. Oh, stars, heed my calling. Evil be cleansed.
Why would you want to juggle in a game, man? Trash. Get that shit out of here. Get it out of here, bro. Noob friendly crap. Yeah, I do. I think like a little bait system here would be nice. You know, so I could just instantly bring him back just to go again, kind of thing. Just to make farming a little bit, you know, just take away a little bit of that downtime. Because it's kind of like I'm just like, well, I guess I'll just hang around for a second then. And even more so with the GL Chillone, because you know, the dude's like, you can go and get a cup of tea and come back by the time he's spawned in.
Forgive me. Onwards.
And yeah, I genuinely think at some point we will have a option to pick a main stat and a substat. I think doing it through the shinies would be a really good way to do it as well. It'd make shinies have a little bit more use rather than them just looking different. Yeah, I think that's kind of... I was just about to say, like, the idea is maybe you go pop off and do somebody else, but I'd rather just have that option there, because at the end of the day, I think options are just options, isn't they? You know what I mean? Exactly, yeah, when he dies without dropping an echo, dude's all like... It's like watching a Bollywood movie. He's all like, oh, 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 oh. You know what I mean? It's like, just die, bro.
Onwards. Onwards.
Yeah, or just make each other just respawn. I just think it'd be a cool little extra option in the game as well. It'd be a reason to go and get something else, I suppose, to make farming something to make farming easy. Well, I guess I would just add in farming. Maybe people would like that. Yeah, here, look. This is what's here. Yeah. This is the Geo Chalone when he dies. It's like, bro, come on, man. Trying to farm here. He was like, hold on a second. You know what I mean? Genshin's been out 4 years already, so you would hope that in every way it'd have a better quality of life options. The sad fact is that it doesn't, which is one of my major problems with Genshin. 4 years, and in a lot of ways, the quality of life options are pretty poor in many regards. Dude, I'm super rusty, man. I'm getting hit so much. That should pretty much be a no-hit freaking fight, man.
Together we vanish. Beckon the divine flames.
Exactly, Zeal. I agree as well. I've said this multiple times in video games. Like, people get angry when a game copies something from another game. I'm like, dude, hey, copy homework all day long, because if it means I'll get a better product at the end of the day, I don't really care. But people somehow get angry as if like, oh, that's wrong. It's like, well, I don't care. Copy the homework all day long, baby. I'm here for that. But yeah, faster boss respawns. Can't argue. Good thing. Not me. Put the rest on in a sec.
May I pray for anything?
Oh, where you get those watches from now?
It would be
the experiment begins.
The coral. You get that shit from? Okay, I know Norfolk Barons has got a bunch, hasn't he? She got Wooming Bay then. Where is the best spot for it actually now? It's been a while since I've where the fuck is Wooming Bay now actually? Have a look around just have a look around Norfolk Barons maybe. Just don't copy the bad shit, right? Yeah. Exactly. We were speaking about this in a video that I made the other day. Having a synthesizer in your freaking inventory would be awesome. And and just little things like in synthesizer, putting everything together. You know, like how how everything's spread out. Like have the first tier, second tier, third tier, fourth tier of items together. So when I'm upgrading from green to blue to purple to gold, it's all next to each other, so I don't have to like scroll down and click. Small things, but they're just little things that add up, don't they? You know what I mean? Should we do a bit of mint picking?
Onwards.
Do a bit of mint picking.
I shall lead the way.
Need to collect some echoes as well, actually.
Lend me your strength. Sever.
We'll do a little bit of mint picking. We won't worry about it too much because I'm not too fussed about building him up right now anyway. And then we'll go do Elusive Realm, yeah. And then we'll try out this new event actually.
Take form. Be swift. Find harmony. Lend me your strength. Moments of awakening.
We're getting some updates on the water as well, because in some of the new areas that I've saw, I don't know if it's just the lighting, but like the water almost looked better. I think it might have been the lighting though, and the fact that they were using Shorekeeper in a butterfly form, so I don't know if it was like some reflections going on or something. I'm not too sure.
Lend me your strength.
I can't wait for RTX to come in the game.
Beckon the divine flames. My blade yearns. Clear as the blaze. Mind's eye. Sever. Take form.
I lost strength here.
How about that animation? Gotta catch him, you and me.
Onwards.
Oh, she some gun
I
on.
shall lead the way.
Give me the gun on.
Thunder guide us. Fluorescent shadows. Take flight.
Okay, that animation looked wild then because she was in the water. Make the water, bro. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come in a pussy.
Make it fast.
These things you gotta take into account as well. There's a lot of things that are gonna come to Wuthering Waves later. Look how fast they're applying quality of life updates. I think it's safe to say a lot of quality of life updates, which that material stuff, kind of see what you're saying, but at the same time with the bosses it's a little bit different. But a lot of these updates that people might be thinking, oh, this will be nice to see, are gonna probably come to the game. The insane amount of updates we've already had are impressive, really, when you think about it. The game's just come out, you know what I mean?
Take form.
Now, one thing, I'm quite critical, especially when it comes to events. In regards to some of the events that I'd like to see in Wuthering Waves. But at the same time, you know, I've got to give them credit. Games only just come out and aren't get too expectant of certain things. I think we're getting a quite a decent amount of QOL updates, aren't we? Every update, really.
Onwards.
Just put a lizard in my pocket for later. Save that for later. You're going to 2026 and people are still complaining about performance because it doesn't run their calculator. Yeah, this is the thing. This is why Arena Breakout Infinite literally had a set level of hardware that it detected your hardware, and if the hardware was below a set level, they just wouldn't let you play the game. A lot of people didn't like that, but I think ABI were coming from the point of view that we don't want the game to get lots of negative reviews, because at the end of the day, people will try and play a game, a new game on a 10-year-old PC, go on Steam, and then be like, game runs like shit, absolute wank, don't buy this game, And then you look and they're like running on like a fucking GTX 700 fucking GPU. And it's just like, all right, bro, that makes sense. You know? So I think they like, I guess it's kind of sucks that they're kind of gating the hardware. But at the same time, you know, players will do that, won't they? Where like, I think at the end of the day, it sucks if it doesn't run great for you. But you got to accept now, man. We're in 2024 now. Like, hardware is always going to be a limitation. It always has, really, hasn't it? Can't really blame that on the game.
Onwards. I shall lead the way. Onwards.
Mine's are.
Well, even so much if you farm the wrong boss, even if you farm the right boss, when it comes to building characters, your weekly mats, it does slow you down a lot. Because, like, when you get to the higher end of building your characters in WuWa, you are bottlenecked massively. And that's something I'd like to see change. One, I don't mind waiting a bit, if I'm honest. There's a lot of other things I'd like to see get applied to the game at the moment. But, yeah, I can't argue with that. I'd like to be able to, you know, when you get up to the, doing your traces, your forte circuit, whatever you want to call it, it gets a bit of a trudge. I think it's by design, not that I'm a fan of it. Do I need to buy material packs? Yeah, that's what I say. I think it's by design. Just not a fan of it, really. Even if you had a limit to some conversion of materials, or like an option to just be able to have like double your chance of like you know, your runs, like, so you can like go up to 6 if you used a particular in-game item or something like that. So you could choose to do it here and there. Kind of, you know, like how solvents do with in regards to your salmon and stuff. Have something like that where it's like, right, I really could do with farming the bosses here. I use this cube and I can go and do it again, kind of thing.
Onwards.
Nah, it's not weekly bosses, it's just weekly mats, innit?
Fluorescent shadows.
Together we vanquish. Who's the caged bird now? Feathers and strength. Mine.
Together we fight. Strike is one.
I love Jinx's animations, man. They're so fucking good, man. So good. I think I did my echoes, actually, didn't I? I need to do 2 more Overlord class, 3 more. This is the one that gets annoying on the weeklies. Is the tuning the echoes, because it's like, it isn't so much the echo of the tunes, it's the bloody XP.
A different approach.
I will say though, the introduction of the hover droid shooter was freaking huge, because mining mats now, you can just like one tap a mat from range. Big, absolutely big. Where am I? This stuff here, to get your rewards now, is what I'm on about. So, like, say you need your Bellborn. Like, I'd like something that was kind of like a solvent, so you could get extra. You know? It kind of works with your stamina, but for mats. But as Zeal says, like, you know, it's by design.
The lands of Jinzhou are filled with riches.
That's fair. You know, that's fair. That's why I'd like to see some kind of different kind of endgame content, personally, in this game.
I shall lead the way.
And I think we will, you know, I think we will. Looking at, like, the stuff that's in PGR makes me confident that we're going to get a lot of stuff in this game, hopefully. In that regards.
Onwards.
I don't think there's any up this part, is there?
Moment of awakening. Lend me your strength.
Just like you.
I shall lead the way. Onwards.
Dumbing the game down now, casualty type for that to happen. If it was Genshin, people would have said skill issue, glazing, incredible. What you about? You about? Dumbing the game down in what regard? I'm confused what you're talking about, Mod. Have the skills of a retarded chipmunk on speed. Yo, dude, I got a feeling that that guy would be pretty skilled. It's a chipmunk's go. Actually, I'm thinking of chinchillas.
My blade yearns. Try it. Be reduced to cinders.
Strike is one. Take flight.
Yeah, I ain't too sure what you're on about in the dumbing down. I don't know what you're particularly talking about, bro.
Forgive me.
You'll have to enlighten me. What's wrong?
Onwards.
Rusty nunchucks.
Onwards.
Now you don't have to aim in WuWa. Are you talking about the hoverboard? Hoverboard. What do you mean? In terms of shooting at you? I'm confused what you're on about, bro.
Mind's eye. My blade yearns.
Hey, dude, I didn't even know that they did that. I ain't played like I say, I ain't played Genshin now. It's been a good few months. It's been a good few months.
Banish all vice.
I didn't even see you there, buddy.
Lend me your strength.
Together we walk. Beckon the divine flame. My blade yearns. Mind's eye. Sever.
You want about the fart? You want about the hover droid thing for shooting at
Make it fast.
minerals?
Guests of the unkind.
Shooting is easy before you had to aim a gun user in your team. Well, the shooting's exactly the same. It's just that you don't have to switch to a character now, so you don't have to be like, oh, I need to do this puzzle. Let me hop in, switch a resonator, hop out, do the thing, hop back in, switch the resonator out, and then carry on. That's got nothing to do with skill. That's just a quality of life thing of where I don't have to do those annoying steps that kind of just interfere with how you play in the game. Do you know what I mean? That's what quality of life things are. It's not about skill. It's not about making a game easier. It's just making those little extra steps that are just kind of annoying. Going through menus, clicking extra buttons for the sake of clicking extra buttons, then removed. That's what a quality of life update is in any game. The new shooting tool is an insanely good quality of life tool. It's got nothing to do with skill.
Make it fast.
The aiming mechanics in the game are pretty much the same. It's just you don't have to switch to a ranged character, which is good for a lot of people, because a lot of people just don't really use ranged characters in this game. I'm definitely one of those. It's not a ranged character user, you know what I mean?
Guests of the unkind. Winds, heed my command.
Wait a second. I think we're good enough to
Plan with convention.
to
Then
rake him up,
the
yeah. To
experiment
ascend
begins.
your boy.
I
To
can
ascend your
achieve
boy.
even greater things with metal more. Is there a particular thing?
Yeah,
you
true. Actually, it
desire?
has got
Please,
more travel time, hasn't
let
he?
me offer my new creation.
I just
as a
like
gift.
it. One of the big
It
factors for
wouldn't
me,
exist
because
without
the
you.
puzzles come about like quite rare, really. It's more just that they're great for mining. Like I don't have to go and run over and hit a mineral. I could just shoot it from range, which is just nice because I don't want to spend ages running around. You know, mining minerals. Got to sort all these echoes out as well. I don't know whether to go with. I haven't really got any good lingering, really. That's not the worst goal for him, because Resonance Liberation is good for him, isn't it, actually? It's just Void Thunder's gimped. Do you reckon we will get a buff to Void Thunder? Do you reckon we will? Because, like, the reason I think like we should get one, it's not so much that the problem with it now in regard to something like Carol Charo. I just think with it being how it is, it kind of limits character design. Do you know what I mean?
Plan with convention.
Um,
Then conquer by ingenuity.
I just feel like it limits it like. Because, like, really, your characters, to get the best out of you, you're going to need to be, like, you know, going into the heavy attack or your resonance skill, which you can still have some variance, but, like, it's quite limited in that regard, isn't it? But I don't think it will. I think the characters just need to adjust, really, don't they, more than anything. I still feel like it could maybe change a little bit. But I just think it just doesn't work great for your boy, does it really?
Strike is one.
Should be fine as it is for Terra, but for other games it might be a bit of a problem.
Bask in the sunlight. Together we fight.
Yeah, it's the one part of the game, isn't it? This is why I say that, like, for me, one of the mats that should be the most generous within the game, really, is Echo XP, because the echoes are kind of limitless, aren't they? There's no ceiling, where with character mats and weapon mats, you've got a ceiling. Your weapon goes up to a set level, it's done. Character goes up to a set level, it's done. I know you've got infinite, like, characters, really, in a sense. Obviously, as more characters come to the game. But with echoes, that you're never going to get the god roll, are ya? There's always going to be something that can be better, whether it's a sub stat, whether it's your main stat, whether it's a roll on your main stat, whether you got the best roll or the lower roll. There's always that potential to keep going and going and going. That's why I just feel like, you know, we all thought
Embrace the change.
tuners was going to be the problem, didn't we? Now it's more XP, really.
Take form.
Huh? Thunder guide us.
Yeah, for real, dude. For real. The amount of times I've got caught out doing that.
Thawing harmony.
Trying to get that cheeky heavy in to be edgy. I'm getting clapped.
Onwards.
Dude, your trolling's kind of boring now. It was funny at the start. It's just like kind of lame now. It's like evident you're not that much of a Hoyo dick rider. Because if you are, that would be really, really sad. And you evidently play this game. It's just you think it's, I don't know, you're bored.
Perish in flames.
You know?
Strike is one.
Yeah, I think that's another thing with the Void Thunder Echoes, aren't they? They're a little bit less safe.
Strike fast.
Yeah, I agree for that. Definitely for Yinlin. Cube man, I like that. Somebody said that on one of our videos the other day. I can't remember what they said because I was talking about is fucking Zhang Liao, the rework that we needed for Cal Channel but didn't get. I can't remember exactly what they said, but there was like, yeah man, get rid of that Giga Chad for this fucking idiot, this twink who uses cubes or something.
I shall lead
Crap
the
me
way.
up.
I must shine through. Take flight. Sacred light. So pure.
I still got the one to get 50 echoes as well. I think I have, yeah.
Leave it to me.
He's having a seizure?
Life is in everything. Together we fight.
I feel bad sometimes beating up on the echoes. You know when you roll up to a bunch of echoes that are just sleeping, or like the little chalones that are just like there chilling, the tortoise things or whatever they are, having a little dance, and you just roll in and start beating the shit out of him. You know what I mean? Real change Chad Blazer user for a twink with a Rubik cube. For real. For real. Because, like, yo, I know he is Sephiroth at home. He's Dollar Store Sephiroth. But I love him, man. Like, Calcharo is such a fucking badass looking character. It's kind of a shame that your boy's kind of getting disrespected in a way.
I shall lead the way.
You never know, maybe there'll be a
Awakening.
big story beat for him later on in the game, a banner, and he will get duffed. His kit will get reworked potentially.
Honor. Let it end.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that, dude, actually.
Together we vanish.
Well, apparently, I don't know how true this is. I heard this from some people, because I didn't play the closed beta test. People were saying that Calcharo did have a lot more emphasis and part of the story to play in the initial story, but because the story was like reworked like 90% or something like that, it kind of like he lost all his place in the story, didn't it? I don't know how true that is, but I heard that from some people. Which I guess kind of makes sense that the position he's in now, it would kind of make sense, one, from the lore aspect, and two, from his kit aspect. He was from a part of the game that doesn't exist anymore in a way, you know what I mean?
Strike is one.
Which I guess it is what it is, you know? It is what it is. Can you get a... What's the range limitation on this thing? Ooh, what? Did we miss that, though? Is that even is that a minimal? Okay.
I shall lead the way. Onwards. Oh, stars. Heed my calling.
There's a lot more edgy.
Embrace the change. Negligence on my clock. Sever.
Calci calculator and Danjin are relics on the pre-reworked story. Oh, I love a bit of Danjin, I do. Glass cannon. So much fun to use, though.
Take flight.
Actually, that's true as well, but, you know, all three of them really don't get any what's it, do they? It makes sense.
Onwards.
I think they'll get some love again later, potentially.
Embrace the change.
BGR, all the dudes look lame as hell at first, but as the story progresses, the more you get to know them, the more bros they became. Yeah, I like it when a game like actually has like decent male characters as well. I like the male characters in these. I like quite a few of the male characters in Star Rail as well. A lot of the male characters in Genshin are kind of twinky, aren't they? There's a couple of ones that are alright like that. Yeah, I don't like it when the male characters are... There's that one character in Tower of Fantasy as well that I met not long ago. I can't remember his name now, but dude, he's super twinky. Oh, you're not a fan of that?
Onwards.
I like it when the dudes look kind of badass. Yeah, there could be. You never know. They might be getting used in the new area as well. Or this is true. We don't know yet. And
Heaven ordains. Banish all vice.
it's all possible, I guess. It's all possible. I just feel like from the designer, Cal Charo, he feels like he needs some of that because, like, he is a cool looking character. I suppose I've got a bit of bias just to the fact that he kind of reminds me of Sephiroth so much, and you know. As a Final Fantasy fan, especially the old school Final Fantasies, I'm here for that. Yo, dude, another Zidane kind of character as well. You know what I mean? That'd be fucking sick. From Final Fantasy 9. Or like Princess Garnet. Oh, what's her name now? Shit, what's her name? I forgot her name. It's one of Queen Brain's warriors, the female one. She has like the bandana kind of patch on her eye and she's badass.
Onwards.
Steiner's always like kind of trying to compete with that. I forgot her name now. Dude, she'd be a cool character to have in a game like this. Beatrix, that's it. Yeah. Dude, Beatrix, obviously you'd have to change the style because, like, it's kind of got that, like, not chibi, but you know what I mean. But, bro, I'll be so here for Beatrix being, like, you know, obviously modernized, bring her into the style of something like this. Doesn't even have to be in freaking Wuthering Waves. Just give me this, man. It'd be fire. I think she's a badass looking character, man. And she's powerful as shit as well. That's it, Beatrix.
May I pray for anything specific for you? It would be my honor.
It would be my
The
honor.
experiment begins.
Man, we need enough 10, bro. I think we're gonna have to get to the other area. Where's Wumin Bay, Kumin Bay, whatever it is? Yeah, we're back home, was ya? Yeah, where is that? Where is that now?
May I pray for anything specific?
That's one thing I need to do on this game. You know, overworld stuff.
Begins.
I'm not even 100% in any area on the game. I'm more vanilla. You, the best FF girl. She's good though. She's good. She's good. She'd be a good character as well. I think she'd fit in. Like, I'd love to see some sort of Final Fantasy crossovers, man. That'd be fire. Dude, she liked 10 and 10 too. I never properly played 10-2. I played a little bit of it, and then I kind of like, I was at an age when I was just starting to like, I was spending more time going out with friends, like. Final Fantasy 12 was a big one for me, though. Absolutely love Final Fantasy 12. It was the 13, you know, the Lightning trilogy. Didn't. What a fan. What a fan. Yeah, where's Wumin Bay? I'm cheating. Wait. He doesn't show up on the map, does he? I'll trip it. Is he by the Tiger's Maw, is he? Dude, my mouse wheel's knackered, man. Oh shit, bro, it's right there. Because I was too zoomed in, man. Idiot. You stupid. No, I'm not. I'm so used to being able to set zoom in eye because of freaking my mouse wheel. Been absolutely ass. I've got to switch over. Switch over my mouse. I just can't be arsed.
Onwards.
Game is so pretty though. It really is. Help if I was going in the right direction. That's to be the best combat of any Final Fantasy, but the rest of the game is awful. We're talking about 10-2, yeah.
As far as the eye can see.
Yeah, I think my favorite Final Fantasy is 9.
All paths converge.
Like, that was just a magical game to me. That was perfect time in my life, you know, as a kid. I just had so much time to spend playing it. It was a good time. I need to do that lighthouse thing as well, don't I, actually? What, the teleport to the nearest beacon? Yeah, that'd be nice. Ooh. I don't think I've got...
I shall lead the way. Lend me your strength.
Who's the caged bird now?
What's that? Wait, am I? Oh, okay. Okay. Have I not done that already? Stripping that, I was like, dude, I feel like I've done that.
Make it fast.
Make it fast. Keep it secret. Keep it safe. Fool of a took. Dude, I just can't wait for ray tracing. I'm not gonna lie. One thing I really like about Terra Fantasy, I think the ray tracing update for Terra Fantasy, pretty fire, man. Pretty fire. I'm here for that.
Make it fast.
Alright, I think that should do us, yeah. Might just be a couple short. We need 10, didn't we?
Plan with
maybe
convention,
not quite.
then conquer.
Where is it?
By
The experiment begins.
2 more, you bitch.
make it fast. Guests of
Have you tried turning your brightness down? Like, turn your brightness down to between 25% and 1. Really makes the game look a little bit better. Well, a lot better, actually. I was surprised. I think mine's doing more about that level, though.
Make it fast.
Bloom! Bask in the sunlight. Huh? Strike is one. I like strength too.
Trying to hit a lady? I'm trying to hit a lady? You gotta love when you drop it over 100k on an enemy that it's just wasting on. I need to get my cooking proficiency up, actually. I feel like that could be better. You know, the cooking animation. I think it's a little bit underwhelming. It's not a big deal. I just feel like it could look a little bit better. Take the top off, show me a little bit of something here. You know what I mean? Give me a little bit of pizzazz, a little bit of panache. Is that the right word? No, give me a little bit of a beautify it a little bit. Beautify it for me. Yeah, I think we got what we got here. Yeah, we got what we got. What was the other one?
May I pray for anything specific for you? It would be
To
not
win all of my
begins.
50/50s, please. I would very much like that. No, just our world collection. You can usually find them near just beaches in general, yeah. Wait, Julia Childs now. Shut up and make me a sandwich. Who's Julia Childs? Who the fuck's that? Yeah, I'd like something like that, man. End of the day, you know, I don't want to spend time looking around for stuff, and I could just have like a ping for it. Filter it on the map and just go get it. Like, even if it just gives me the a roundabout area where it is on the like little circle, not a massive circle, but just a little circle. I could go straight there. I'm not spending ages messing around. Oh, this is sports.
soar against the winds.
Winds, heed my command.
I want glider skins as well. I'd like to see that in the game. She's an old school TV chef who used to drink during the broadcast. Oh, really? Alright, it's up to the elusive realm. Let's go elusive realm. I want to do this anyway. Yeah, I don't know where she is. Oh, tired, boys? Tired? I'm gonna be playing some Deadlock after this. I mean, I won't be doing it on YouTube though. Well, I will be on YouTube, but just on the second channel. I'll stream that on here. But I will be on Twitch streaming it as well. Just gonna go get a drink. I didn't realise it was 6 o'clock, man. It's because I spent so long just watching videos today. She was a nicer version of Gordon Ramsay over time. Front drop rates. Enemy's damage delta is increased by 50% and the progression efficiency of Symphony's rank is increased by 20%. Just gotta keep rank up, yeah. I don't really know the geezer, but let's just go with it, man. Fuck it. We'll nerf ourselves and use him. Resonance Liberation generates additional hypercubes and increases hypercube max amount when in Resonance Liberation state. Gain a significant electro bonus damage. Yeah, let's go with that. Again, I ain't even looked at the dude's kit, man. Obviously, because of him being free, I just didn't even spend much time at all with your boy. So, we're flying by the seat of our pants here, lads. All right, flying by the seat of our pants.
Faster.
Faster. We want Danjin, don't we? Because we get that challenge done then. Although it's not the best one to use, obviously, but...
Conditions up. Disruption. Complete overhaul. Conditions optimal.
Obviously, ignore my rotations because I'm really playing blind.
Complete overhaul. Disruption. Conditions optimal. Faster. Risk level increasing.
This guy's... that level of last HP there didn't want to go away, did he? Fuck me. It's all about stacking ulti buffs. Yeah, we'll have a look at his kit in a bit. The girl no longer looks fragile like when she was trapped. She puts away the tempting jade. Yeah. Bring her into the team. Bring her into the team. Yeah, we'll take her. We need her. I want her for the challenge. Don't matter what we really do this run. Let's get that done. Get that out the way. And then we can concentrate on doing something prominently.
Watch out. Pierce through the stars.
An example why free characters not improve engagement. Well, dude, it's keeping your fucking eye anyway, because your dick ride in the stream continue out the game.
Reconfiguration. Overhaul.
Judgment.
Yeah? You get it? You hate the game? Cool. No one cares.
Reconfiguration.
Burst damage guy as well, yeah.
No mercy.
No mercy.
Disruption.
I like his the like sort of angular combat effects. He's attack effect, like, you know, the yeah. Yeah, that thing.
All shall reveal itself. Exploit.
He said, yeah, he's free, that's why he did not spend a lot of time with him. No. The reason I didn't spend a lot of time with him, I just didn't play that game. I didn't look at his kit, because I just didn't look at his kit. Whether he'd been free or whatever, it's not a character that I need in my repertoire, so to speak, you know what I mean? Good basic, actually. Oh yeah, let's go there. Sniffing on an A, we're losing a bit of defense, aren't we?
Faster.
I never said A word. You spend a lot of time, like, shitting on the game and his community, though, which is kind of weird. It's just like, you know, cool. You've got a lot of issues with the game, then.
Confined within limits.
Go pester Kuro.
Judgment.
I can't fix it for you, buddy. I'm just a streamer who's playing games.
Critical.
You know?
Complete overhaul. Reconfiguration. Reconfiguration.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, actually. Obviously, I don't even know his kit properly at the mini, or his rotations that well, but just using him at the mini. He's actually kind of alright. Apparently, Jeji, the Jeji synergy is supposed to be there, yeah.
Through the stars.
eradicate.
Criticism's not 80, but when you just keep banging on about it, it's like, okay, it's either you've got a real problem here or you've got a serious agenda that I really don't care about, you know what I mean? Oh, dude, I'm not paying attention at all here. I'm not paying attention. Oh, Rosie just got back. I might do, yeah. I might do. Yeah, he does seem quite straightforward, really, to be fair. Obviously, just want to know the optimal. I'm kind of playing on autopilot, which is a good thing for him. We're gonna do one more run and then I'm gonna finish it because Rose has just got back. Give me a second. Oi! Oi!
Take form.
Alright, let's run it again. And, yeah, Rosie's just got back from work, so, you know. You know what, should we just run it with, oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. Ah, fuck you. Didn't mean to do that. I'm a dumbass. Whatever, we'll just clock this through and then we'll run it with, we'll run it next time. And, we'll, I want to level him up as well. So I want to use mine. I'm such a fucking idiot. Oh, what the hell? Okay, that was weird. That was odd.
Honor.
I think she might be one of my favourite characters to use now. I just love using her, man. She's like really good, like, but I think it's just her animation flows just so nice, like, you know what I mean? She just looks damn good while doing it. Oh! Alright, we'll at least get Danjin's run here then, shall we? And then we could concentrate on doing him. Probably do it tomorrow now. I was going to play some Terra Fantasy, but I think we'll do this tomorrow because I want to get it all done. Get it all out the way. Get it all out the way, guys. Yeah, Rosie just got back. I did spend far too long today watching videos. Thanks, I've had a fucking week off this game. I fucking rushed this fuck, bro. No joke. Kitty. Oh wait, the rocks are back. Wait, what?
Onward. I shall lead the way. Embrace the change. Fluorescent shadows. The sky beckons. Ha! Be swift. Evil be cleansed.
It's a pig. I don't think it's evil.
Onwards.
Oh, that D ranking. Let's go. Big numbers, boys. Big numbers.
Forgive me. On heaven ordains. Banish all vice. Our lights shine through. Take flight. Eradicate. Let it
I
end.
love Dante's design though.
Onward.
Tell me that's not Igris. Tell me that's not Igris. Let's just go with 3 electro man. I love the noise the cat makes as well. Cooldown and energy required of resonance liberation reduced. Defeating a certain number of enemies with basic attacks. Strong damage dealing damage. Use defense for the next few memory stones. Then increase attack. No, let's go with that.
I shall lead the way. Worry not. Sacred land.
Oh, that's disgustingly long.
Thunder guide.
Disgusting! How low that was. No crit. No crit.
Evil be cleansed.
No crit.
Onward.
Right. So is the new event fun then, lads? Is it fun? Is it actually decent? Echo skill care, resistance skill and resistance abrasion slightly reduced for each basic attack. Yeah, go on then. Need to get some of those arrows, I don't know. Defeating a certain number of enemies, the resonance skill, casting resonance skill summons hypercubes. We need that for once, you know. We reduce defense and obtain more dream fragments. Use it. It's alright, but nothing great, to be honest. Yeah, I was gonna say, it kind of does look like, you know, not the biggest fan of Terry stuff anyway, if I'm honest. Funny Hoyo fan calling Kuro fan skill issue when knowing their game is bare minimum difficulties. I think it's just been trolling all stream, to be fair. It's keeping him away from killing cats, so...
Forgive me. Onwards.
What then? And there's nothing in here really in regards to upgrading. What's it that I want? But we got resonance skill damage increased by 18%. Yeah. Oh, you got that. Oh man, didn't realize. Yeah, why not? Is that a new one? Bring your judge in.
Take flight. Eradicate. Onward. Evil be cleansed. Judgment. Moment of awakening. No mercy.
I love Dungeons Design. So much so I actually had it as a wallpaper for a time being. I know, I'm sad. I'm a glazer. I'm a glazer.
Stars.
Shilling.
My calling.
How could you, Pix? Echo skill cooldown reduced. Yeah, go on then. You right, Jianshan? Is it Jianshin or Jianshan? Or am I just pronouncing it totally wrong altogether? I know she's always got a cold though, yeah? Isn't she? Always got a cold. Like, what's the deal with that? I think we need to keep her out of the squad or everybody's going to get sick. Just got a constant snotty nose.
Onwards. Find harmony.
Universe in my psyche.
Huh? I love that audio as well.
Evil be cleansed.
It's like hauntingly pretty.
Judgment.
And you reckon that little flute thing he does, whatever it is. Echo skill damage increase for intro skill. Skill. No. I'll get the crit right then, I guess. Bro, why are you trolling me, man? Here we go. Bye, man. Italian Dream Frag was equal to the multiplier of the current attribute of on. Reduce max HP, increase the progression, efficiency, and symphony. Rank.
I shall lead the way. Heaven ordains.
What are we on? 150%, yeah, from the nursery, the affixes that we chose. Is it 130? Negative, I mean.
Oh, stars, heed my calling.
What, kitty? Oh, bro. Oh. Yeah, I thought my internet had died then. And Corona need to double that money, man. Stop spending 200 million, spend 400 million, because these servers are whack.
I shall lead the way. Thunder guide us. Sacred light.
Embrace the oneness.
Yeah, ping's decent in this game, to be fair. If I'm honest. I don't know where people play on, like, you know, like high ping servers. I don't know why they do that as well. Like, I see so many people, streamers, and then I'm like, why are you playing on a different server? Well, I guess maybe to play with friends, I suppose, potentially. But like, it's like, dude, you got like 150 millisecond ping, like, bruh. Oh, is that what it is? Is Americans got terrible ping? Yeah, dude, I see that all the time. I'm like, man, that feels bad.
Lead the way.
There'll be many a frustrating moment when that happens, like, in combat, like, you know what I mean?
Judgment.
When a parry's not registering or
Heaven ordains. Banish all
the
vice.
dodge just ain't coming out.
Evil be cleansed. No mercy. Strike fast. Oh, stars, heed my calling. Blessed end. Moment of awakening. So be it.
Oh man.
Eradicate. Judgment.
Judgment.
Oh, stars, heed my calling. Fluorescent shot, baby.
Oh, you bitch.
Eradicate. Evil be cleansed. Heaven ordains. Banish all vice.
Dude, I see. I know people who used to do it in Valorant, like to play with a few times. It's like I'm just rather not play, man. Oh my god, are you kidding me?
Stars, heed my
I
calling.
totally fucked that up there, man. I can't believe I did that.
The sky beckons. Why not?
Such an idiot. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? Hey, it's kind of good anyway, because I need to get off because Rosie's back. I've never failed an elusive round twice. Are you kidding me, bro? That is a skill issue. Anyway, chat, I am going to call it there because I have some stuff to do. I'll be back tomorrow though. We're going to do this tomorrow. We're going to do it with Zhang Liao instead though. We're going to do the co-op event obviously because I just want to do it. We're going to do the exploration event. We're going to level up Zhang Liao as well. Get him as stacked up as we possibly can. Appreciate everybody coming through today, guys. Have an absolute blast. I'm going to try and get that Blue Protocol video up today as well. If I can. And yeah, look out for some more videos tomorrow as well. Appreciate everybody supporting the channel continually at the moment as well, guys. It's appreciated. You guys have been killing it on the VODs as well as the streams. I think we might play some more, like I say, some more Wuthering Waves tomorrow because I was going to do Terror Fantasy, but you know, it's been a while, man, and I'm feeling a bit rusty as well, so I need to get back on the grind. Plus, I've just got lots of stuff to do in the game now at the minute. I want to get my podcast done. We're slacking. Too much freaking cat fantasy. That's what it is. But yeah, guys, appreciate ya. Thank you very much for hanging out. Shout out to everybody in chat. If you haven't already, drop a like on the stream if you're watching on YouTube, guys. Shout out to everybody watching on Twitch. I will see you a little bit later if you're watching on Twitch. If you want to come back, we're going to be playing some Deadlock, guys. If you haven't checked that game out, check it out. Fire. Obviously, you need to be invited by somebody to get in, but just letting you know, it's fire. And I'll be back on some Wuthering Wave tomorrow. Thoughts on the Drip Martin? What's going on, V for God? I think overall, I think sometimes Kuro go a little bit too early on the drip marketing, and I don't think it's good for them, if I'm honest. But I'm looking forward to Camellia. She's fire. She's one of the 3 most anticipated characters for me. Scar, Frovlova. So I'm here for it. But yeah, I think sometimes I go a little bit too early. But I'm looking forward to her. Looking forward to her. She's very much anticipated for me. I appreciate you stopping by, V for God. I am just gonna it's for real, man. I feel ya from Lover as well, all day long. 2 of the best female looking characters in the game, in my opinion. And I just love Scar because dude was just big in the story. You know what I mean? Absolutely massive. Big W. Appreciate you stopping by though. Shout out to everybody, guys. I'll catch you all later, man. Thank you for hanging out today. It's been an absolute pleasure. And I will see you all a little bit later. All right. Ta-ra.